And,
All right, we are going to call to order the town hall meeting for June 19th, 2023 at 6:30 PM, Forestville Town Hall. Roll call
Kevin Gillett,
here.
Larry Huber,
Here.
Jason Conhatch.
Here.
I'm Ruth Kirscher, Dina Schmidt
Here.
and we also have Joe Bader today.
All right. We'd like to do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Verification of public notice. Ruth, are you able to?
Yes, it has been published or noticed.
Okay. Agenda presentation. Did everybody get an opportunity to get an agenda? Or print it off and look and see?
Yeah, I think it's. One question answered, so.
Right, do we want to make that change right away on there for that agenda,
No.
or we just do it the next time?
No.
We'll do it next time.
Okay,
I make a motion, we adopt the agenda as presented.
I second that.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, it will carry. Approval of meeting minutes from May 16th, 2023 monthly meeting and April 25th, 23 special meeting for the Southern Door Fire Department resolution.
Right, you forgot to do that last month.
Correct. That was, oops,
Did you want a copy of the?
I have. them.
You have, okay,
I have them both
Larry, you
right
have it
here.
also.
Yeah, I have it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I make a motion that we adopt both of those minutes, they're accurate.
I second that motion.
And that motion is for both, correct?
For both the April 25th meeting as well as last month's town board meeting on May 16th.
Okay,
Mhm.
hearing the motion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, it will carry. Treasurer's financial report.
Okay, in the cemetery checking, we have $183.93. The cemetery perpetual care, we have $11,643.83. Cemetery savings, we have $3,149.82. Cemetery, the town checking, we have $1,201.18. The money market, we have $139,760.06. And the LGIP, we have $76,730.76. And then the American Rescue Plan, we have $37,752.57.
That's after this last year's report.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, that's what's left after it, after
Okay.
we took up.
And no receivables open.
Yeah. I do have to send a bill to broadband now. I'll send it by the 20th or so of the month for the tower.
Yeah,
Oh.
but it's now got a different.
Oh,
It's a
yeah, you
different
sent me
name now,
that letter.
yes.
Yes, you sent me that letter.
Bertrand.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, Bertrand.
Okay.
Just as a. On this, you got these, Tina, these
Yes, we did the checks, the two checks.
checks?
Mhm.
That
Yep,
was a
I did.
class action suit that I had filed for, and then they sent it to me, which I gave it to Ruth, so she
Yep.
could get it to you.
Yep.
So we got
Deposited.
$64.64 total.
Nice. I just put it under other income revenue. I didn't.
Yeah, it was just a refund.
Yeah, I'll see what it's.
So you can, yeah, you should look if you gotta change it.
And yeah. I don't know. And this maybe comes under some other topic, I don't know, but we're talking finance. Today, well, not today. Friday, Saturday, the Towns Association sent out notice that the legislature had passed the Assembly Bill 225 and the Senate Bill 301. So that means that the supplemental county and municipal aid is going to be signed now by the governor in the next day or two. As far as the information that had been provided previously by Andre Jacques, we, on our list, I mean, the list, the supplemental aid for the town of Forestville is gonna be $47,860. Our municipal and county aid at this point is 44,572. That means that our total aid this year will be 92,433.
Right, it's about double this.
Yeah. And that will be
Shared
again
revenue.
next, probably with the two payments this, what is it, next month, the first one comes, I think. And then one in September, October.
We just, did we get part of the shared aid, shared revenue?
I don't think
Maybe
so.
not.
I don't think we
Maybe
got
not,
it
but I
yet.
think it's
Okay.
coming next.
And then
month.
the last payment comes in November.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And I believe as I read that, I think they're still trying to do
Yeah.
some more for the roads and help with those.
that's another issue. Yes, that they do have an increase in the road aid as well. And we can talk about road aid and road work down the road, but yeah, there was an increase to the per mile rate that is a part of that as well. So it'll be interesting when we get down to that piece of it.
Yeah, no, those were great things.
When do we get that road aid? Does that come?
Comes 4 times a year,
Quarterly.
quarterly, yeah,
So it depends on when they sign that, when the.
yeah, so
quarterly
we
payments
get it in
will start.
January, we get it in
March,
March,
March or
April, and then we get it in July. Then we get it in September or October, and then, yeah,
Yeah, okay. So I don't know if we're gonna get, if we'll see that new.
it probably won't start until
mile
next year.
Until next year.
Mhm.
That's my.
I
that
would
was
think
my thought.
I would think January would be time
Okay.
before you see it. Your January payment.
So that's all I got to do with finance. Good job. I make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
I second that.
All right, I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report as written. All in favor, please say aye.
All right,
Opposed? Hearing none, it will carry. Is there any public comment? Joel? Is there anybody online?
No.
All right. Hearing no public comment?
I have a question.
Yes.
That's public comment.
Are we gonna, is there anything that we're gonna do about the solar? Everybody and their brother is getting a message about putting solar on their,
Right now, if you
Open
look
farmland.
at the Door County zoning, I don't think you're gonna get any solar unless.
is
you
that
want it
in the Door
specific-
County?
Unless you want it specifically for your house.
Okay,
I'm getting
That's
solar.
huh?
I'm getting solar.
You know, like it.
In your
well,
house.
what
Yeah.
you're asking
Yeah.
for is.
Field,
Yeah.
yes.
Right,
I wanted a field, but they said no.
so, you know, and I can maybe have Jan send that link over to you.
And it's fine if it's in the swamp or somewhere where you can't farm, but it's
Yeah,
taking up
to
all
take
the
up
good
land.
farmland.
So,
Yeah, okay.
as of right now, that's how I understood that.
So we had quite a few landowners that called and said,
Well, because you're talking like for a 40-acre field, you get like $75,000 a year.
mm-hmm. Get a lot more than land rent, I guess, but.
I would think.
But
But,
kind of defeating the purpose of why the land's there, but.
well, yes, and if it's zoned agricultural, there's a lot.
Yeah.
All that,
Yeah.
so. That's where we're at on that one. Going on correspondence. Did you have, Ruth, did you have the information for the Door County Community Foundation?
And, yeah, I already have that listed here. Oh, correspondent, okay. Yeah. I think everybody was sent. Did you get this?
I do believe so.
Yeah. Did you see the part where it says, here, Destination Door County is excited to announce 150,000 has been earmarked for making improvements in municipal parks throughout Door County, which includes 2,524 for the town of Forestville. This special one-time funding allocation is made possible due to higher anticipation of room tax collections. Did you talk to them about this? I think you were gonna.
Yes, we did talk to them and, because the whole point was, like, can we use it for what we want to do.
right,
And from my understanding, the answer is yes. So there was some, because this kind of falls right into line B of item number 8 here.
Handicap.
Right,
Yes,
okay, so right now, I'm waiting on a proposal to come in for some concrete work, which would be the ramp getting up here.
mhm.
But the question came up. Do we want to come from the parking lot all the way, or are you thinking they would come and ride the wheelchair up to a small approach? And I'm like, I think I need to talk to the board and find out. I said, can you price it 2 different ways? And they said, yeah, we can give you a number both ways. I don't have that particular
you
number
mean for
yet
the flat work?
for the flat work, right?
Okay.
Right,
I guess my sense would be, if we don't do flat work to the parking lot, you're not gonna have, you're ultimately gonna still have problems.
Because if somebody can't get out of a wheelchair,
Right,
how do they
and
get
a
there?
wheelchair is a small wheel, and I don't
Mhm.
care what you put out there in the lawn, it's gonna push it down.
well, not only that, Larry, but you know, if I go in, let's say a doctor's office and stuff, as the people get elderly, they can't pick their feet up.
That's right.
It's very,
Yeah,
it's very
it's a
low.
Shuffle,
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
and it's dangerous to walk on the grass where
Absolutely.
I honestly believe that if we. I think our park is awesome and that we.
But I
people
think
come
we
here,
should,
But I think
we
it should
should
be to the driveway. as well.
consider it from the, maybe the corner of the parking lot.
Right, so we're going from blacktop to the.
Yes.
Yeah,
Flat,
that,
Yes.
definitely.
flat.
So
Oh,
here was the other comment that came then from the cement guy. He says, like, well, Kevin. That was exactly what I said. I just figured we go from the corner would be the shortest distance too.
Well-
But he said, well, that's a parking spot. I just want you to know that. I said, well, maybe we'll have to change some of the lines to just make that part of the walkway, you know, that
Mhm.
one spot then could be,
handicap parking.
Handicap parking.
or
One,
something.
one handicap parking there and one up.
On
by
the
building,
end,
Yeah,
we have the one by the house,
Yeah.
but.
But you know what I mean? That end stall would have to be changed,
Yep.
because that would almost be your walkway, and then you'd
Right.
have a handicap park and maybe another one on each side of it, right? And then everybody else should be fine walking to it, would be my thought pattern there.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I think we had that little apron that goes out,
Mhm.
you know? So we could, if they had another handicap spot, or we had the one handicap spot, realize we don't have a lot of room to park
Right.
there. But nonetheless, if they are on the blacktop, then I'd hate like heck to lose a parking place for handicap access. We have one. If you take and put in 2 handicap parking spots.
Because they're wide, you end up.
They're wide.
using more than one.
Yeah, you end up with a challenge on your hands. So if we kept a handicap parking the way we now have it, and they could get out and go toward that center driveway appearing thing at the end. And that is where the sidewalk would come all the way out to the pavilion.
So we're thinking it would be on the corner, I guess,
Well,
here's the
not
blacktop
quite the
like this,
corner.
and the pavilion is over here, right?
Right.
And we got the little approach. Were you thinking from here?
Nope, I'm thinking from the middle.
From the middle?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
like this type of thing,
yes,
and I'm absolutely fine with that.
because that to me would make it very
The most sense,
simple.
right, because we have parking here and you have parking here.
Right, and that way, this is open, and there's a little apron that goes out.
Mhm.
And so that would just accommodate this real well, still keep that parking place, but we wouldn't have to sacrifice another spot.
Okay. Just so, because I told him, I said give me from the blacktop and then give me an approach, and then I'm gonna have my board meeting and I'll ask them
Or,
what their thoughts
You
are.
know, there's options, you could also come in this way. You know, because this is where our power is.
Yep.
So if somebody sets up a table or something here and they have power, that's being blocked that way. If it came around this way, I don't know. It'll, in other words, get away from that corner where the power comes in.
I'm fine, as long as we got some form, we'll call it a sidewalk, handicap sidewalk or whatever.
Walkway.
To that, I think
Wasn't there
we're-
another rough-in at the end of this?
that's a bathroom roughing.
That's
Okay, so do we have to worry about any kind of piping or?
No, there's nothing, it just goes in from the corner outside.
Oh,
base.
okay.
And they'll only dig down,
know,
Okay.
you're gonna get the topsoil out of there to get down to, and then we'll put some stone in there.
But this is where that power is,
Mhm.
you know, the outlet. So when we turn that power on, then they can use, this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Public address, whatever. they
So
call it.
you
I just stay. away
prefer
from
this
that
way?
corner.
Would we prefer this way instead of this way here because it kind of snakes?
Well, I
Just kinda
understand it
nice.
snakes. Well, if you put it further away from, I would want to stay away from that power pole on the corner. That
Yeah.
one on the corner is where the power is.
Okay,
So, to me, what I always thought of is that, and reason we originally put that here is that the sun comes in from the south. And you don't want them on the edge here picking up light. So we didn't put anything down on this end, even though that's where those underground outlets are for sewer or whatever. But this way, if somebody sets a series of tables up there with a pass through, if they're coming in from the side, they're not gonna have, this still stays open and it's protected from the sun. That's the only thing.
Okay.
So
so
however,
either way, whichever route,
right, whatever works best.
okay, then you know.
Yeah,
I'll let 'em
if it
know.
came all the way over to this corner, it'd be fine. If it gets away from that corner, just so we don't get too close to this corner,
Right,
so.
because that was his concern, is you're gonna lose a parking spot, because they're gonna have
I
to.
don't know, I'd
Well,
like to
that's
see,
why
I'd like to
yeah.
see it come off of that.
I
apron.
agree, I just knew it was gonna be a little more concrete doing it this way, right, but it's the right way to do it, to be honest with you. So I have no issues with that one bit. Are you okay with that,
I'm
Jason?
all right with that.
Okay, so I did get a number for the topsoil to go from the top of the
Mhm.
concrete down and then around the building here.
Well, that's needed everywhere.
And then you'd be able to have the grass planted and whatnot. The only thing is he didn't know. He's like, well, I got it for an approach, you know, like a cement approach, but he said if you needed more black ground, it would be a little bit higher than what my proposal is if you guys were coming all the way from here.
Well,
Cause I gotta see, I don't know how far he's digging down, you know what I mean? So he said,
Well, yeah.
right, cause he was just thinking you'd have your approach out here, right? So we would just go around the building and whatever else, so you'd have a little more.
Mhm.
So it could be a little bit higher, I guess, is what we're trying to do.
Well,
here,
I
not
think
over the
before
top.
we go ahead with this, we ought to understand what the flat work would cost
Right.
us.
Absolutely.
And then once we know what the flat work is gonna do and what the shape's gonna be, then we go back and get the bid, if you will.
But at least I wanted you to see
Yeah.
this part of
Yeah,
it,
No, that's
because this
fine.
is around the building, which is technically not part of that, but at the same time, if you're coming with ground, I want you to do it all.
Well, yeah, no, it's just, this includes both buildings, and that's
Yes.
fine. Because if we don't do something around this building, we're also gonna have a problem.
Mhm.
So,
Plus he's local, I like that.
That's good.
I always like local people.
okay, so that's what I know about that, and as far as when those dollars are going to be coming, that I do not know.
What now?
The 2,500.
Here it is. Yeah.
Oh, for them. to-
Definition of.
Right.
When I first read that, it said,
Destination for county.
the parks, I'm thinking, oh, I wonder if they meant the one by the county park.
No, no, no.
And then I
That's a
found
county.
a Forestville and I thought, oh, wonderful,
Right, because what they're trying to do is make sure that it goes
right to the towns
to
or.
the, where people are using, right, where tourists would be
And
using.
where it's
that's the
needed,
whole-
right.
Yes,
We have people out there today using it, so that's nice.
you'd be surprised how many people are.
I know how many people are out here.
It's awesome, that's what you want.
Mhm.
Okay. Ruth, did you get a correspondence as far as Door County groundwater sampling
Yeah,
screening
did you-
information?
We should have got.
I
yeah.
did see that. I did
Yeah,
not
here's a
print that
copy,
off.
otherwise you need one. Oh,
No,
you got one.
But it was
Right.
basically more informational than anything.
Yeah,
Oh, it says a different one.
basically wanting us to be aware that this is what the soil and water people are.
This is
going
a
to
second
do.
page on it.
Yeah.
You
see,
can have
this-
it.
there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. What they're trying to do is establish a baseline at the state level, actually.
Mhm.
And this is only a piece of it. Now, it's been a voluntary thing, through UWO. Oshkosh, the last couple of years where they've funded some of it.
Mhm.
This would expand that to a certain extent. But they also want to try and get a feel for all of the areas. Right now, it's voluntary. But what they're gonna look at that grid, and when they don't have volunteers in, and these very small segments of property, they're going to come back and ask for that. Now,
That's what was going on over on Kenny Baldwin's property, right? That was,
that's a little bit different,
well, that was.
but yes,
Same
same
ideal.
general
Yeah,
idea,
yeah,
but they're talking water sampling
right,
primarily.
okay.
And, you know, and at this point, it's been voluntary. So you go just for nitrates, you can go for heavy metals, you can go for, you know, atrazine, all that other stuff that's in the water. So they just wanted us to be aware of that. And it's gonna take place over the next 4 years. The first year consisting of broad sampling across the county, and subsequent years consisting of more focused sampling in selected areas. So when you talk to Greg Colhurst, this is going to be more focused on things that they need to try and track. So this is an awareness for us.
All right. That's all I have.
I have some more, Kevin. I got this Wisconsin Elections Commission sent out a sub-grant program for the town, and I completed it and I sent it out in the mail. I believe it was on Saturday. Our town will be getting up to $107.87 to replace the absentee ballot envelopes that they revised.
Every year.
And yeah, so I don't understand why they don't just send us the money, because we gotta pay the county anyway. The county is one that orders all the ballots and the envelopes and everything, so. But they figure that that must be our portion of it, and they have a whole list of everybody, like all the towns, how much they would be getting.
But you have to file.
We have to file, yes, I did send it on, I think it was this 16th. And they wanted Dina's address because it'll be sent. So that's what I have on that. And then I sent this out, Bay Lakes Region, Door County Project Survey. Everybody got that? I don't know. Anybody filled it out or?
Well, that's actually on my list as we go down. I figured
Okay,
we would hit
okay,
that as
you-
we went down.
All right.
Bay Lakes, yeah.
Yep.
Yes, that's all that I have done for correspondence.
Okay. Anybody else? Nothing else? Okay. Southern Door Fire Department report and update. I don't see anybody here from the fire department. As far as the update on where we are with Nassawapi, they have received our pricing on what we felt the values are for everything. They have now purchased 8 of the air packs and the 1 truck that they needed to get their paperwork done. Correct.
They purchased that or?
They have purchased that.
Okay.
So what's happening with the funds at this point is the funds, we asked them to send it to the fire department. They put in a separate checking account. So they opened up a new account just for this till this thing is done. And
Okay.
well, because this way here, they're paying any fees that are dealt with for all of this, the attorney fees, things of this nature. Then at the end of that, then what they'll do is they'll disperse the funds that are left after all the settling of this. And then it'll be split up.
Yeah, because they're only gonna give us $30.
Correct. Correct.
$38 on 100.
Right, so then if you had to pay all the bills, you had to go through all 3 townships and it was just, can you
Oh,
just
it's
send it?
easier to pay the lawyer.
Correct, right, so that's what we, as the committee, that's what we said. Just send it to the fire department. They set up their own separate account, right? So it's not mingled in with nothing. The bills come in, you can pay those dollars right out of there. Right, which we'll all know, right? So you ain't gotta worry about anything walking away. The whole thing is settled. They then will split up between the 3 municipalities according to percentages that we've all agreed on.
Old percentages is the way we get the money. But then when you split it up, it's going to be only 3 municipalities in the new
Right.
setup.
Well, correct, because what happens is they own their part of it, right? So you're not
They're
getting that
keeping
money.
that 60-some percent.
Absolutely, so
Yep.
we only got the 3 coming in, right?
Right.
So if our percentage is whatever.
40-some
X,
percent.
Yeah, that's what it is, and
They do that according to equalized valuation.
Correct.
Right, it's,
Yep, those numbers have all been set
Mhm,
a long, long time ago.
Right.
So
mhm.
none of that is changing on any part of it for anybody. Okay, so we have another board meeting tomorrow. Because Sullivan had just sent some paperwork back to us. With some counter offers. Which the board needs to talk about and decide what we're gonna accept or not accept and. go forward
move
from there.
forward from there.
Correct.
Is there any work going on by the three chairs, the three municipalities? Considering how the new department forming is going on?
Yes,
Okay, is that a part of what's going on at these meetings as well?
yes, but the first thing that we're dealing with is. The sale of everything else, so you got multiple things, so. What we've done is we have talked to Brussels Bug. And we have gotten their. Packet of agreements.
And
And
they went through similar thing.
yeah, yeah. And we're seeing how they organize everything on their end. And using that as a template. Okay, so. That is like phase 2. So,
They both have to be kind of parallel.
yeah, you're working together, but the whole thing is we gotta settle.
Yeah,
This at the same time, so you're looking, but then you gotta go back and, you know what I mean, so you're kind of bouncing back and forth. Once I get this dollars settled over here and we're good, that's like one big piece of the puzzle, and then, okay. Now let's finish the rest of this up, so if we have time to talk in between a meeting, we're doing it, and then we'll come with a resolution, and before that is totally agreed upon, we're coming back to our boards. This is what we've talked about doing. This is
Yeah.
what we would like to do. How do you people feel about that?
right, each individual board.
Correct,
Yes, okay. that's
correct.
fine.
You know, yep, so you guys will all have input on
Mhm.
seeing what, this is what we think the final is. Now, are you okay with the final?
Yeah.
Before we would do it. And then obviously Randy would look at it, the attorney, that's it. And then that's it. That's how we're gonna do it. Final stamp, we're done, with that phase of it.
I also had a conversation with Rich Olson, because we are under burning ban. They are not lifting that burning ban until we get into more moisture. And that may have a bearing on whether or not we have a barbecue. We get some rain, maybe. I don't know. I was hoping there'd be a representative of the fire department here, but obviously.
Well, we got an email, from somebody. I don't know
That the
who.
ban is on until
But who sent that?
But they're talking rain here.
Richard Olson
Now,
sent it to
this-
Kevin. and
Oh,
sent
okay,
it to us.
okay, because I was really confused of where it came from.
Mhm, mhm.
So,
That's what they're
'cause
talking.
I know
Is
at
that
one
it?
point I sent Richard a text message, are we under ban? At the time, we weren't, and then,
Oh, no.
well, now we are. so.
As of the 6th of
But
June.
that's not for campfires, though, right?
It's.
At that point, it wasn't
was
for
the-
campfires or burning barrels,
Oh, it was
everything.
for
else.
burning.
It was
It
for
was
burning
for
barrels,
barrels.
not for campfires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
campfire,
No burning, no burn barrels,
yep,
but off the ground
Campfires.
contain campfires.
okay, so that's still owners, that still should be in effect.
It is
Yeah.
still in
Yeah.
effect,
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah. So that, and I, like I said, I talked to him, 2 days ago.
because some people's idea of campfires are different than others.
If they get something going there,
Yeah, okay,
that's
They're-
why
they're
it went out as
responsible.
an alert.
I'm surprised I didn't see, that on the fire station boards.
From the website, our website from the fire chiefs.
Yeah, because we sent it over and,
Yeah.
right, we all got it,
Mhm,
because he
Yeah.
sent it out to all of us, but.
mhm.
I don't know how they operate, and then even one thing.
But, okay, so that's where we are as far as that goes. Item number 10, Maplewood Sanitary District.
No report, nothing to
I didn't
report.
even see their minutes. I thought we looked and there wasn't even really anything.
Yeah, in my conversation with Chris Sampo, they're still pursuing stuff with the DNR for but it'll be a 20 or 25-year project.
well,
To hook up to Forestville. What?
With Forestville.
Have we had 20 or 25 year?
No,
project?
the year.
No.
the year.
Oh,
Well, yeah, but
You see, my God.
maybe a 20-year agreement on
Right.
how it's going to be managed and turned over.
Mhm.
So in essence, the Maplewood Sanitary District will become part of the Forestville village
Mhm.
and their waste treatment plant.
Right.
But the DNR has got a lot to say about how and what and how they get granted to do all of this stuff.
So are they thinking of piping it from here to there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
And the DNR wants either that or they want them to renovate that whole field up behind the church. That ain't gonna happen. The DNR wants it. Pressure pump down to Forestville. That's been underway for several years.
Like 5, I think,
Hmm?
5, it's been like 5 years, isn't it?
Well, you know, it got killed a couple of times in the
Yeah.
process, but it's,
yeah, because
been
Forestville didn't
really
want it,
bad.
right?
Yeah,
Forestville was
yeah.
not
Oh, is
happy to
there-
have it.
Is everything big enough? There's lagoon and everything
Yes.
else?
Oh, yeah.
It is now that they redid it.
that treatment
Yeah.
plant was designed for a cheese factory that never was. They run at about half capacity.
Okay.
And the problem here is they don't have enough,
Mhm.
you know.
Sewage pad.
The few subscribers that are here that are living in those houses. Are paying astronomical bunches of money and it just keeps going up.
So they couldn't go back to like a standard well and they couldn't go back to like holding tanks and things like that there? I mean, that's just.
Not with the soil,
Mhm.
not with what we've got here.
Hmm.
If you're going anywhere from the feed mill in a fan, south and east. And it's all got contamination.
That's from the gas.
Gas, yeah, for all the
On
gasoline from the 20s. So no matter, I mean, how long has that been going on?
Mhm.
You think about the
The
water
60s,
situation.
yeah.
Yeah, what was it,
60s.
60s, 70s, it
Um,
was the early 70s when they
Oh, wait,
started.
70, yeah, 74, I think.
In the
73,
80s, it kind of
about
reared its
74.
head again and.
Mhm.
You could light that water
Mhm.
and under the right conditions, you could light that.
They
water.
did, yeah.
I saw,
heard that.
I saw it.
Mhm.
So anyway,
All right.
you'll never get clean water out of that thing.
Mhm.
If
And that's
you're,
from the 1920s. That's still in.
So your bike was just made.
This is not- You know, so.
that's why the pump is up here on H and the other pump is
So,
south.
so back then, was that the co-op that had that, or who had that at that time?
It was somebody with a rail car, and the rail car was left, it opened up
Oh, oh.
and it ran overnight, emptied the car.
Huh, okay.
Hmm.
Wow.
And in the car soil, and it's there.
I thought it was the gas station.
I don't know who
Or
it
it was a
was.
gas tank or something.
It was a tank car on the railroad,
Mhm.
Oh, okay,
Annapee Western Railroad,
Mhm.
tank car.
okay.
Who? I don't know that anybody has a handle on who or how much or anything else.
Mhm.
That goes
Okay.
back a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, you can't go back to wells in Maplewood.
Yeah, I think that'll work really well. All right, cemetery report?
We cleaned up the cemetery the day after last month's meeting. And the other day, I went out there and I met Vernon Pino. And he was out there trimming around one of the graves that we had from this winter. What's his name? Just slipped right out of my head. But anyway, we hadn't put soil on it because it was dead of winter. We had to go through the snow to get to the gravesite. And I saw him out there weed whacking around that specific grave. And I felt bad. I pulled in, I said, I want to apologize for not having that seeded and everything else. You know, looks like it's got seed in it. I said, does? It was a surprise to me. It wasn't seeded when we did our cleanup back in the middle of May. So I went over and I looked, yeah, sure enough, there's been new topsoil in that, there, and there's seed in there. Oh, I said, oh, okay, well, if it was your relative, I still want to apologize if we didn't
Mhm.
get it. Oh, no, he says, I just do this, I help Dan Downer, because he's got a bad back and sometimes he can't do everything. So I just help them. I said, oh, really? Well, who are you? Well, so I said, could use some more help on the cemetery committee. No, I do this alone. I love it. And that's what I'm gonna do. And no, I don't want to be on anything. Well, thank you very much, Vern. So that's my cemetery report. And the follow-up did not happen on a potential sale to the Feld family member. I don't know what's happening there. So it's still open. I may have a sale now, but I don't know when. So that's that.
Someone died
Hmm?
So,
I think, I don't know, I can't remember her name. She contacted me after Hans was buried. Was it Rusty's wife? I don't know who it was, but they're non-resident. Even though they were raised here,
yeah,
They're
well,
not
it could be any of them, 'cause I don't think any of them live here.
no. So they approached me to purchase a site. But they never followed through and that, so, I got the message, but never got a response, so. It is what it is.
Okay, number 12. The ordinance, adopting an ordinance for 2023-02 regarding allowing alternative forms of sworn testimony at board of review hearings.
Do you
Now,
have?
this is,
Yeah.
yes, I
Yeah,
did come by that.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh, you got yours?
Yeah.
Oh,
I got,
I don't think you have this, though. I just printed that up tonight.
that's the whole,
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
state statute.
Yeah, the second paragraph on there states the statute, and what I gave you is a statute. But we wanted to put video conferencing, and it does not say video conferencing in the statute, so I think we should take that out. And then under the procedure, we could put a whereas the town of Forestville could incorporate the video as determined by the board of review, the video conferencing, if they want to do it that way. Because this, this is not right, because that is not the statute.
So what we have to do is we have to at least, the statute gives us the authority.
Right.
We wanna, as a
Add-
town board,
add something in our
the
ordinance.
capability, as long as it's available.
Mhm.
And so we would have to put it in the town of Forestville, therefore, we would like to do that in addition to that requirement. And then when you get down into the process of the criteria, you need to go down into there, and under E, it's up to the board of review, technical ability, whether or not they're gonna honor a request for video conferencing. Because it's not even addressed in the state statute. So it's the town that would adopt basically that video
Mhm,
conferencing option. But it will be up to the board of review whether they want to honor that
And
request.
that's where your whereas
To be
comes from.
considered, yeah.
Before that, yeah, because the town would like to do it.
Yeah.
In addition, we would like to provide that ability for the next type of board of review, which is next May.
I think we want it,
Yeah, we do.
because I mean,
Yeah. Yeah,
almost,
we do.
I think when this law was written, that really wasn't something that was used, but ever since COVID and
Correct.
it's a very common practice, so.
So it's up to, at this point, I think when we looked at this ordinance and, because we were doing other things. I had talked with Ruth about this a couple of times because we were doing our.
Changing, yeah.
Changing that, but I think we need to incorporate it in here that the town wants to do that. And then it's up to the board of review to honor if they have the capability.
Mhm.
So you're not locked into having to do it. Because if they fill out that PA 814, there's nothing in there about, it says telephone sworn testimony.
Right.
So we gotta change some wording in here.
Yeah, yeah,
Change
yeah.
that
Gotta be
and add
done,
some.
it's gotta be redone again.
I'll work with Larry on that to get the right
Okay,
wording and then bring it.
so we're
together.
gonna table this for next meeting.
Yes. And see that request, and let's see where that's saying. Here on number A, where it says the PA 814, that is this form that they would have to complete, and it does not say video recording, so we would have to put the whereas the town can incorporate the video conference.
We can go beyond what the statute says.
Yes.
But it has to be implemented.
Yeah, but the way it's written, it's not correct, so we'll table it next time.
Okay.
All right, a broadband update. Larry, I think you have an.
I went to the meeting last week. I'll be going to another one tomorrow. There was not a quorum at the meeting last week, so they weren't able to really do anything. The minutes that they had sent out, basically are, they can't go anywhere because they don't have the rest of the thing. So what they're trying to accomplish at this juncture is to establish a calendar for the public hearing, a calendar for when they are going to make a decision of who to select. So they have, they want to publish this thing. They published the RFP to the ISPs. This informative session, they want to open it up again on Tuesday, tomorrow, for an informative review with where they're going and how they're approaching it. Now, they went through some of the stuff last week, and there are at this point 5 of the 6 ISPs who have at least responded and expressed interest. Now, whether or not they return an RFP, that's a whole nother matter. So what they want to do is they want to have a web session, if they can, tomorrow to answer some of those questions. But then they're going to require them by the 7th of July to have written questions if they have any. And then they're going to try to get by the end of July the answers back to them. So the final due date tentatively at this point is August the 14th. At that point, they then will go into deliberation, of waiting, if you will, of all the RFPs that come back. And you've got 5 that's expressed interest, but we don't have 5 who sent us anything or sent the ad hoc.
So right now it's a process of elimination.
Right. And then once they make once they have their scoring out of the way, then they want to have a public hearing. And they're looking at either Southern Door Auditorium or possibly Schmitz Hall up on the highway for public information hearing. They don't have a date. They're shooting if they can. They have that toward the end of September. And then the in between that time and the time that they're going to ask for the town boards to review the selected ISP, and by September, they're hoping to have some answers on costs so people know what's going on with this. But the town board is going to review with the committee in between that end of September and early or mid-October. So in between there, that's when, as a town board, we get to go over everything and to understand how they arrived at their recommendation. And then we would have to take action probably in October. So that's where they're at in the process. It's a very deliberate process. John Cook is doing a tremendous job with it. There's some stuff going on with grant money at the state level and federal level that'll have a bearing on when those grants will open for bid. So they can't, we can't pursue grant money for broadband without a partner, without an ISP. An ISP can't go after money without partnerships in town.
Right.
One of the keys here is that you have Brussels, you have Union, Gardner, Forestville. They're going to come up with costs and breakouts for each community. And it'll be up to each community to look at that. Now, whether or not we want to go ahead, or do we want to, offer a referendum, advisory referendum, whatever. There's going to be a public hearing prior. We'll look at it, then we'll decide whether or not we want to pursue what, and then we can go there. But that's not going to happen till the fall.
Yeah.
So we have a long ways to go. But once we do, there's a lot of people, we've got 8 or 10 or 12 people in the community who have expressed interest in serving on an implementation committee. So that's good.
Mhm.
So that's the update. And as stuff goes on, I'll try to keep it ahead of it. I didn't go to a couple of their meetings because it's up to the committee to pull all the stuff together. I'm going when they're inviting
Right,
us.
right, because before it was nothing but listening for you, I mean, and you can almost read some of that in the minutes until they've invited you.
Yeah.
You know, prior.
Initially, you and I went to a couple of meetings.
Yeah.
Roy and Jason Lauer.
Yeah.
And Chris Sample are doing an excellent job. I've got no problem with the whole thing. I got kind of shamed, Roy into taking up the committee chairmanship, but it's working and it's working well. So more to come.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
Number 14, American Rescue Plan update.
Okay, that
Good
was submitted. And 70,862, you already took that and put into our funds, right?
Mhm.
So finally got that done.
That's just the money we had sitting there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like
Yeah.
money. that we just-
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's a balance that left,
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
So
but
everything's,
reporting it.
was really something.
Finally got that done.
Okay. Item number 15, HayGov and website update.
Okay.
Larry?
And you haven't been a part of this piece of it, but we've been having a problem with our email provider, Rackspace. How many times did we get messages about, you better sign in, you
Or
go.
else, yeah.
I just keep deleting them because that's what you told me.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
right, Gary.
Mhm.
We haven't seen any lately.
No, have not. Now that you say that.
That's right. I got a message from them on the 12th. Thank you for reporting this issue to us. We've taken necessary actions against it. And they then gave back 15 pages of this kind of stuff, a report to me, and I said, because every time I watch the Rackspace, every time I see an abuse, I report to their abuse committee.
Mhm.
So I've been in touch with them pretty often. That I have not had the ability to pursue some of the other pieces, but I also have been in work with Atanas and then the new tech guy that they've got on the town website in conjunction with HayGov. So we're going to be more granular in what we can offer. If we wanted to just have this room, we could also have the pavilion, because we did get a reservation for the pavilion.
Mhm.
We could have a different one for that. In other words, we can take our rental and instead of say, oh, you're renting the town hall for your event, but you're only in one room. And yet we got 2 other facilities that could basically be in rent. And are we gonna just say, oh, it's rented, we can't use it,
Mhm.
which is that's our posture right now. So that'll have to come back to us. And I'm working with them on how do we get more granular in the online
Mhm.
ability. So that's underway, but I'll be real honest about it with everything else that's been going on. It hasn't gotten the attention, nor has the clerk minutes. We're taking testing on that. So.
I'm not gonna hold my breath.
I'm not gonna go this far.
Mhm.
So we'll see where it goes. I will continue on it.
Do you all get so much spam on your emails?
Yeah.
Everybody.
So much, it's
Mhm.
crazy.
There's more and more of it. The one that bothers me is the one that makes it look like it's coming from our email provider.
Mhm, mhm.
That's the one I put a stop to
Mhm.
finally, but it took 2.5 months.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah, span is there. It's at every level, every email address you've got.
Mhm.
Crazy.
I delete probably 100 of them a day.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, all right, thank you. Item number 16. We're looking to approve a Class B beer and liquor license for Sierra's Pub and Grill. And a bartender license for Peggy Shannon and Kyle Scott.
Okay, there is a little problem. Peggy Shannon and Kyle Scott, everything is fine for their bartender's license. But the Class B beer and liquor, I received a wholesale report of delinquent account from Badger Liquor for $1,492. And so I called Alexandra is her name. And she says, oh, Samantha just paid it. So I can't issue a license until I see something, from Badger.
You see something.
So I called Badger on Friday and today they emailed me that it has not been paid. So evidently the check has been sent in, but they didn't receive it yet. So I would like a motion to approve it pending this. Because I don't want to be calling a special meeting just to approve this.
Yeah.
But I will not issue the license until this is paid.
I would agree with that.
So, yeah, and I have her report here, this,
But we can approve Peggy
We-
and Shannon. for
yeah,
Shannon
Peggy
and
Shannon,
Scott
yes, and we can also approve the license
Right.
pending this.
Pending. the-
Yeah, here's the letter. We have not received a payment for the past due balance for Sarah's Pub and Grill. If you have any questions, please call me, and that was dated today.
So can I ask a question though?
Mhm.
I know, so do we need that approval?
Yes.
And okay,
Oh, you mean,
but now what makes it like next month not be a problem after we've approved it?
Pending receipt of the payment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
saying,
Badger,
so
yeah.
you can't hold it because you don't know if they're gonna pay the next bill or not.
Yeah.
But when you come to approve it, you know right now, everything is paid,
Yeah.
so that's all you can go on.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
You know what I
can
mean?
approve it
Like future
pending-
bills, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we have-
Well, they,
No, but-
then that's up to them.
Yes,
Yes.
it's up to them. Yeah. So if they want to.
So if they
open up
come
July
next
1st,
year and they wanna renew it again, right, they renew it.
Yeah, they have
yearly.
every year. Yeah.
So if there's something sitting out there, then they
Yeah.
won't renew it. at
See,
that
when,
time.
when I put the ad in the paper that they applied for the license, the application for license, they get this, that all the companies look at this. And that's, where
That's
this
how they
was
know.
generated, yeah. Mhm.
Okay,
Or, they know that all these bars have to renew their license. Well, okay, we have this account that's not paid. So,
And they let us know.
but Samantha said or told Alexandra she paid it, she sent the check. So,
Checks in the mail.
Yeah.
Got it.
so I would like to approve it pending this,
And
the payment
Right,
would
from
make that
Badger.
clean.
Yes, so I will write that motion, let you make the motion and,
I'll make that motion to approve the Class B liquor license, beer and liquor license for Peggy Shannon and.
no, for.
no,
Sierra's
Sierra's Pub, yes, Sierra's Pub, pending payment to, who was it, distributor?
Badger Liquor,
Badger Liquor. And that's also
and then approve.
approving
pay
the
bartender license.
bartender
Yeah.
license for the Peggy Shannon and Kyle Scott.
And they've got everything. They got their.
Yep, that should be on, you have that file
Mhm.
though, all right.
so you make the motion?
Yep.
I'll second that. Okay, all in favor?
All right.
All right,
Aye. All opposed? It will carry. Okay, item number 17, road work.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
so. We have our graveling is done. Our potholes are patched. Except one, I think I forgot to tell him, that little dinky baby one down in that dead end. We'll deal with that. The culvert down at the dam. We are waiting for an estimate from that. He went and looked at it. His concern is the edge of that ditch line is so steep,
Oh.
right, that it's never gonna hold ground. We're gonna have this problem endlessly. So his suggestion was which he's working with the Parks Department, that we would take that culvert out, extend that culvert all the way across, fill that entire area in. The Parks Department would pay for their part of it, and then we would pay for our part of it. He's like, I can put some stuff here, you know, like some bigger rock type thing, but it's it's a temporary fix. So he's waiting for this is all in process. He's waiting for some answers back from the Parks Department. Then he'll get back to us, and then we'll find out what we would like to do with that. So that took care of all of those things. The road down at S&S Farm, where
It's
they
getting worse.
way worse. So right now, talking with Thad today, again, so he's been called a few times on this. I talked to him today. He is working up a number to thicken the 2 edges and then go over the top of that past where the manure entrances and exits are.
I think it's more of the milk truck that comes
Yeah,
in
but when
there.
he's looking at the road, the problem that he's having
It's
is
that excavation of the animals from the, you got the road bed.
it's
Yeah.
just, so the whole problem is
Mhm.
he said to me,
Wow.
when we did this and extended that part out, not the new paved part,
Okay.
he said what happened is it was gravel and we were there like 4 or 5 times a year, grading and grading. So the whole thought pattern was, we've got to stop spending the money on the grading, and we blacktop this thing. But he said it was only 2 inches.
But that's at that intersection.
That's down toward.
No, it's
the
down
back.
right by our drive, right by the parlor driveway.
What about the one between Mill Road and the highway? Where the critters are digging the hole
Over there.
Oh, yeah.
on that westbound lane.
Yeah,
there.
till we get rid of the critters, that's gonna continue to stay that way. So
Well,
It's
here's,
getting worse.
okay,
well, until the critters are gone.
I
You gotta get rid
understand.
of the animals, but here's where we ran into the problem with the animals. So I had the trapping guy come out here. So then he calls the DNR and the DNR says, well, that's fine. You can trap them. They're a nuisance animal. That's not an issue. But now you gotta go and find the homeowner and you gotta get written permission in order for him to do so. So
Who owns that property?
you gotta go to every one of these spots, we have a problem, and that's where I was looking back down at your end, because I was with the trapper.
Right.
We gotta find the address and phone number to these people. Get written in,
Permission.
permission to put a trap over there and eliminate that animal. The
Mm.
problem you got over by your house over there on that road is skunks. That's what's burrowing in there.
See,
But
our
I,
property is at the very
yes,
end
and
and then
it's just before, just
just
after.
beyond, yeah, that's Prutky.
What's Procky?
Yeah.
So I gotta, you
You gotta
gotta,
talk to his sister, Mary.
I gotta have the information. I don't know
Yeah,
who
he
to
passed
call or
away,
who to talk to.
Call John Vogel.
Vogel, yeah.
Call John Vogel.
Mhm.
And he
He's
would
the
be able to help you, because he's up there all the time
He's the one that did.
running.
So
the-
that's the worst one, and then we can deal with that, but until you get rid of the animals, the burrowing is never gonna stop, whatever we do, it's just gonna keep going. But we ran into a few of them, there was another one down toward your
Yeah,
place,
by Carnage.
and we
That's
stopped and we looked and we
Dietrich,
couldn't
yeah.
find the holes again, and that's why.
He took that whole field and he completely plowed it and reseeded it with something else now, so. I'm thinking that whatever was burrowed in there, because it was burrowing through his field too. That may have gone away, but I doubt it. They never do. They're just relocate for a little while, so,
They'll come back.
yeah.
And you think that skunk's doing that?
The trapper knew right away.
Really?
This
'Cause I
guy does
haven't
this.
seen a skunk for a long time.
He does this for the DNR, he does this for all kinds of, he teaches classes.
see, I was-
He walked right out there,
Oh,
this is skunks right here, he says, stick your nose in there.
Well, see, I was under the impression being that, it's a town right of way that we would then have the authority on that little bit of road, but.
And what he's,
Yeah,
because
but the
he isn't
landowner
gonna
owns to
do,
the center of the
the
road. so-
landowner owns it, and he's like, that's why he called the DNR, because I'm like, we're responsible, we need to deal with this.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, so he says, I got a good friend who's a DNR, guy and whatever. Yeah, I understand.
Cause yeah, we need to get that written by Dietrich, I can get that taken care of right away too, so.
Absolutely,
Yeah, I
you
can
can do that,
definitely
then
I'll get
he'll
ahold
come
of
and
him,
he'll come immediately and
Mhm.
he'll set the traps and that part will be gone and then we can worry about
Yeah.
how to fix it.
I'll talk to Dan.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you had said,
John Vogel, do you want me to call him?
yes, would you please?
Sure.
If we could get a little help on that, that would be absolutely awesome.
So you just want a signed paper saying that it's okay to
Yes.
set a trap?
It's okay to get, yes, set a trap to get rid of the varmints that are sitting over, or wrecking the road,
Problems, yeah.
Right, okay.
wrecking the road. That's all we gotta have. You have permission to come and trap these animals.
And that, is that also one of these people that's between, the highway and Mill Road, that big dip, do we have at the top?
Yeah, right by
that's by
that,
Brett.
yeah, that's Rocky.
It's at the, it's up by the house there.
Mhm.
Up by what house?
Oh, you mean across this road?
Oh, it's across the road. It's not on Ruth's side of the road, it's the other side?
No, it's on Ruth's side of the road,
Right,
But
Okay,
but
a
it's
bit-
closer to this,
Yeah.
to this.
yeah,
area.
that's Pocky.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay,
Mhm.
Because, yeah, Kircher's and then Pocky comes up.
okay.
It's not very far from our property.
Okay.
Oh, from the edge of your property.
Mhm.
I got
Yeah.
it, now I understand.
Yeah. Mhm.
I didn't know. the property.
So the other thing we're working on is getting some costs and looking to get grants set up. So we're dealing with the engineer company, which used to be Bodwin's. Skylar is the guy that we're working with, or talking to get some cost to reroute and redo the two roads, which is County Line Road and Old Creeker Road, which has been wanting to do this for a while. I've seen the paperwork has gone in. But I just think with the funding and the whole safety issue of pulling that out of the town. And they haven't given us funds for a while, right? Meaning some of those funds have been held back, right? We've got a pot. You can't just keep giving it to one. You're
We
kind of
have to
split.
spend 115% of our road aid.
I've got that. But those two roads to do those the way they need to be done, that's
Well, you need
initial
a big
estimate, you're
grant.
talking,
Right.
yes. Yes, you're talking $600,000-700,000.
I understand that,
Okay,
and that would be grant money,
correct,
what they gotta go after.
correct.
What I'm wondering about is can we, because if we don't spend our money, it affects our road aid next year, the
Yep.
year after, it's a
Yes,
3 years.
three-year rolling cost. The county, highway department is gonna redo County H from O to the highway. We have that Old Elm Road
Mhm.
from from the highway to County O.
Yep.
Same thing. If we can find out what it would take to grind that sucker up, because they're gonna grind up H. And they're here at the same time, they could grind their grinder and all that equipment will be right in this area.
Right.
Saves us a bunch of money.
But we're talking Elm Road?
Old Elm Road,
Yeah.
that we made a class B road,
Yeah.
and it's a problem. We've got a bad culvert down in there.
Mm.
You know the bump we always end up every
Two
year.
of them in there.
So you're talking
At
right here,
least.
you're talking right here. Yes, because here's 42. Okay.
And here's Old Elm,
And then you're going right here, well, this is D.
D, no.
So I'm going the
talking-
other way, I'm sorry, the other way, I was thinking it was.
Old Krieger's here.
This not, well, that's
No, it's Old Elm.
this one. I'm
Right.
talking up here.
Yep, you're back.
Um,
Old Elm over here. But
Old
this one
Elm.
comes up
I'm here.
right here.
Yes, this is the
This
stretch,
piece
That's
right
your road.
there.
yeah.
Yep.
I'll talk to him about that.
Yeah, because they're gonna do this. They're gonna do County H. From O to the highway. They're gonna grind this. And rebuild it. If we did this, we could grind and do that.
Because yes, you're saving the transportation costs.
And if you
everything is
do
there.
this heavy enough. Rather than them going up Mill Road to get to H and beating that road, if we built this right, they could go straight across to O.
Mhm.
But we built up Mill Road, I thought, to handle that.
We did, but you know what happens?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's,
I mean, we still have problems.
The bottom line is,
In either case,
you've got enough trucks coming through here, if they can have a couple
A couple
routes would be a much
right.
better deal.
and this road is terrible.
That is bad, yeah.
It's been bad for years.
I know that's the one you guys talked about last year to do for
We
this
didn't-
year.
We couldn't.
No, no,
We talked about it, but we.
right, right.
Yeah.
chip sealed that, what, twice?
May have,
Yeah, it's been twice.
but it's
since
got
since
bad
yeah.
culverts in it.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a big patch up in here.
Yep.
That's when we made it a class B road, because every time they put it brakes up there, boom, they tore it apart.
But then if you go down to like Old Krieger, that road's just as bad, if not worse than that.
I agree, but if we're gonna go this route over here, you're going to have a ton of money.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
This is gonna be, and I honestly think because we're pulling them out of the village. That's to our advantage.
Right.
It
Oh, I
really is. I was getting ready to write out tickets. I couldn't patrol Old Substation enough this year. I stopped the trucks actually. Don't come down that road. I don't want you coming down that road. That's a brand new road. You're supposed to be coming down J, going through, but they don't like going through the town. I've got that.
It's because
But-
they get yelled at for going through the town.
Right.
I understand that. And it's not safe. It's not safe for anybody.
Nobody.
But if my road is already trashed, I surely don't want you trashing the one that I gotta have sitting there for the next 25 years that just got redone.
Right.
Don't come down that road. Cause it isn't gonna happen. I said, furthermore, I live right there. You cannot go down there without me knowing about it, so don't go down the road,
Fair enough.
period.
Yeah, well, again, that's a big job. It's gonna cost a ton of money.
Yes.
Grants got to be made for that.
Yes,
We still have to spend 115% of our road aid money. And this is an excellent candidate just by virtue of the fact that the condition it's in. So if we could build that guy up, just like we've done this side of it, to the west, go on down and finish the job.
yeah, so I'll talk with Thad about that as well.
Yeah.
So I'll have
I
something.
don't know. I think, well, we've taken it all the way to the farm, haven't we?
It only went up to the first driveway.
Went up to Ace's driveway, Ace and
Oh,
K's
that's
driveway.
Ace and, oh, that's right.
That's all the further you went.
Well, this thing, if we can do it in concert with what they're gonna do on H, I think that saves us money. But it also gets the job done and spends some of our money.
Yeah. Yep, I have no problem with that.
Well,
I will jump on that and talk with that. I don't know, we talk about twice a week, so it really shouldn't be a problem.
yeah, okay.
So, with that one being done, I'm gonna make a change from, B to C.
Yes.
We will deal with B afterwards so that
Yeah.
Joe can go,
Okay.
so. If you guys are all good with that.
Yep.
As far as the ditch cutting update, from my understanding, everything has been cut and up to date. Joe, if you have any comment you'd like to talk about?
We did pick up a lot of trash. I talked to you on it
Yeah.
a little bit. I went back and I did my own like road report. We picked up everything that I could do except for the rock on Mill Road. So it's a huge boulder. We can't, it's right behind the guy's mailbox, can't get, you're gonna need a couple guys.
do you have the address for that?
Not offhand, it's a mile and a half down Mill Road, right hand side. Can't miss it, you see a nice cut ditch and also the grass goes way up.
Okay,
On that side?
And then by the stop sign, the four-way stop on. You guys are not really. The people have cinder blocks. Lined up going right through the ditch. I didn't pick them up.
Really?
I didn't
Darn
see
it.
that.
I didn't.
I'll take a look at that.
Will you take care of that,
Yep, I'll
Jason?
take a look at that, yeah.
And then talk to whomever
Yep.
needs to make, okay.
I mean, they're lined up for 30 feet,
Oh,
so, and you can't see them until we did.
until you're into
No. Did the same thing last year. Other than that, that's pretty much it. We picked up everything,
Oh,
silage bags, seed bags, we picked up. all
Yeah, you
that.
said you were struggling with the silage bags and the seed bags because they're the web net.
The biggest problem this year for all the tons that we cut.
Just
I
the
don't know
wind
why.
blowing them or what?
I don't know what it is.
I mean, most of the big farmers like you, I mean, the big ones like you guys, all have the big bins. There's
Yeah,
no bags. They're
no,
not dealing with
They don't have
bags.
bags.
Or gravity boxes with augers, so it has to be the smaller.
I
Yeah.
know we had a lot of problems with that, and a lot of problems with rocks. You can tell they're fresh rocks, I mean, the marks are on, still from the plow, you know. And they're kicked in the ditch.
Cause I went down, I grabbed some rocks off a Mill Road down that way, there's a The big,
Yeah.
big pink granite, that one over there, and a couple others. Yeah,
But you ain't gonna get away from that. But it's just if you guys go out on the roads and you see a. You know, where we pick up our mowers, that's,
Well, you have to,
yeah.
otherwise you ruin your equipment.
yep. Can't remember the name of the road. The farthest point going out that way across the highway. All the way to the farthest point of the town, you take a right and it's a dead end road to the right, it's gravel road.
Mhm.
That road's getting pretty bad for stuff coming in. The
Brush, you mean?
Yep, brush, and it's so wet that we can't get into it to cut it.
That's
So
over
you
on
can
the
only
old
take the
substation,
wing or wing width. You know, I mean, we can't get in the ditch. Well, there is no ditch.
right?
We talked to the highway department, see if they come in with the big brush.
Well, actually, also,
I got
Joe
you.
has that as well. I don't know if you would like,
I really-
if you wouldn't, be interested in at least giving us a number on that.
Yep.
Yeah, well, if you do it, yeah, if you've got the tool, let's.
We're doing it for Lincoln right now. Yeah, and then we did notice, but I'm gonna wait to give that report till our second cutting. A lot of your signs are in pretty bad shape, the 4x4 posts. So I do got them marked, but we're gonna wait because when we do our fence line to fence line, if we hit them. So we'll wait to get that report, but I think there's 10 or 11 signs that should be replaced.
The posts, you're saying?
The posts. They're either so far tipped and they're just rotted. Or. you know,
Now, what types of signs are these?
I know for a fact there's 3 stop ahead signs.
Stop ahead sign,
Yeah,
those are.
One is I think it's a Mill Road. Before the big hill.
For the quarry.
Yeah, I can't
Trucks
remember.
entering or something?
Yeah, whatever.
Or-
The sign is only that far down. So I mean, if you look at it, it wiggles. So it's gonna be over. I know the guy that was cutting there, he said he didn't even, the rubber flap on the mower touched it. The sign, so I don't know what's holding it. I really don't. So you might want to address that, and that sign is tall, it's like 12 feet tall.
Well, we had that down with the no parking signs down by the dam on the road. And we found that they were only down 6 inches, 8 inches,
Mhm.
for whatever reason. And we had the county come in and reset them.
We do
Well,
that.
the
too.
county put them up originally, didn't they?
Oh, you guys.
That's good business.
I guess.
Well,
It's good
can you do me
business.
a favor when you're doing your report?
I got it all written down, but I figured I would do a wait because. You know, our mower that we got for second cutting is so wide, I know we're gonna get some signs.
Well, if we can get that list, that is road work.
I can email it to you. If you want.
I would say
I'll
do that.
write it on the computer and email it. They
Sure.
don't have his handwriting.
Yeah,
Except there's like 10 or 11 signs that are pretty bad.
We should address those because they're also.
and if you do that, send a number of replacement if that's part of your
We can do that.
thing as well.
Yeah. But other than that, there's just, the roads need, well, there's still a lot of roads that need to be pushed back. Because we're not going, like last year, we went all the way in, and, I mean, we ripped the mirrors off our tractors and everything, like during this year. So the roads still need to be pushed back. You said you had the county go through and do it.
Yeah, on select roads, the chipping. That was
Oh.
last year, which.
Right, we had brushing work done by the county.
Well, that actually where I'm talking about. The road that goes, that meets up with. Is that J? Yeah, it's J, isn't
Jacob,
Jan
out
Run,
of
it?
Forestville,
Or X,
X,
X, the road that meets up with X and that curve.
Yep, that's old substation.
That road.
old substation.
Old substation, that road is bad.
You did the brush.
Yeah, the trees are really overhanging.
We always have that problem. That's all got to be chopped back periodically
Mhm.
because it's wet.
I can give you guys a number,
yeah, why don't you do that?
and then the same thing with where the county did do their brushing, we gotta go back through and mulch it down.
Because it was left up too high.
It's high.
Oh, on Mill Road. Particularly.
So we're gonna go back, I'm gonna give you a number to go back through and,
Well, I think that should be done because otherwise it's gonna big problems on
Yeah,
that.
Every
because
year.
now, like for the second cutting, now we're gonna lift up our wing, so now it's just gonna get worse and worse. Yeah, other than that, it went really good.
Perfect.
Is there any other concerns that you guys had or anything?
No,
None that I heard.
I thought it was a very good job,
yeah,
yeah.
I know there's a lot of culverts that are hit,
Okay, yeah.
but I said that to you guys last year, we didn't hit them,
Yeah,
they could. Just to let you guys know, and there's a lot of GE boxes, those. telephone and-
yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of those are hit, but we haven't hit them.
They've been in rough shape for a long
Well,
time.
mine's been down for years. I haven't touched
I
it.
don't think that phone company has really.
No.
dealt with maintenance in any way, shape or form, and now they just sold out, so God only knows.
Yeah, there was a tree that hit the one down here on H, for forever, the tree was laying on top of it, so.
well, they're not bright.
Yeah.
Before we get into the second study. I know last year, where the old function was.
Yeah, Dyer Road is that?
Dyer.
Dyer Road,
That one, it goes all the way, like goes, there's cattails. Galore, maybe on the left hand side as you're going. I know last year we really went into it and cut it, and I think we're on that guy's property. Now is it gonna be okay again? Do the same?
Did you hear anything?
Didn't hear anything, but I
Good.
know. I can, we'll tell him. He did say.
Oh, Roy.
Yeah, Roy, he did say that we're on that guy's property.
I would,
But
didn't-
now-
If
but now that I
nobody's-
got it, Cause I was on the complete opposite side, we went. Our battling moor is 20 feet, so we went 20 feet beyond the culverts, going all the way through cattails.
we'll get them down,
That's what I was figuring.
because it's gonna be a safety issue. You can't see it around that curve down there. So,
So,
I think so too, and if somebody has an issue with it, they'll let us know, but.
Yeah.
I'm thinking most people are gonna be pretty grateful, to be honest with you.
yeah,
we're really, like last year, really tried to get you the full length back. It's just been so many years that's.
Right, it gets neglected, and before you know it, now that little
Well,
shrub
that'd be
turns
the
into a
county.
bigger thing, and now it's a tree, and
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll see how the second cutting goes, but other than that, with that rock, cause. I forgot it last year, and the guy that was cutting the road this year forgot about it, and that rock behind that guy's mailbox trashes the blades. So it's $1,000 for the blades shot,
It's on Mill Road.
no road. When I go,
This is-
I'm gonna take no road back, and then tomorrow I'll give you a call.
Get the fire number.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get
Text
the-
the fire.
yeah,
yes,
that'd be good.
yeah.
That's the biggest.
Yeah, do
and I don't know,
that
if
and then
somebody can.
send that to me,
Most
then I can
probably,
take a
maybe
look
you
at
can
that.
build it, maybe
They
one
can
or two.
It's a
probably.
mile and a half
with
on Mills.
Payloader or something,
Skid steer.
Just make it
skid
bolted.
steer even, okay.
Skid steer. The same thing on. Where the stop signs are.
Karna,
Yeah,
all the cinder blocks.
so some of the blocks. Yeah. Those are the biggest ones. That I think that was the.
Yeah, you said they did it last year too, so
Yeah.
somebody, I know whoever that
Yeah.
is, and we're gonna talk to them and.
Get them out, cause I mean, they're,
Is it in the right of way?
yeah, it's like 8 feet off the road, not even.
Well, then you just tell them they're gonna get a fine if it's in the
Yeah.
right of way.
Oh, Jason, drop it to me.
I know, it's exciting.
I got a book if you need it.
I got my, got the dates too, and I can show up in court, I will, so.
If there's anything else, they can big polish, you know, I drove through the town, I didn't see anything more than that.
All right,
Thank you, guys.
thank you, Joe. Good night. You too. Okay. Now we'll go back to item number B. That we had tabled with the ATV run. So Jason.
I got an opportunity to watch the video finally. I got a chance to sit down and watch it. What I did is I started going around, I'm looking at all the other towns in Door County that have adopted the ATV UTV routes. I'm also looking at their ordinances. What I'm also gonna be doing is checking out all their signage. Some areas post signage on every road, some only on 4 corners of the township, and I'm thinking that might be the way we're gonna go.
We road entrance to the town.
Not every road entrance,
Oh.
just the corners. There's
Okay.
a couple of those. There are some that have every road entrance. So there's 2 ways of doing it so far from what I'm finding out. But I'm gonna get a hold of those town chairs in those areas. I'm gonna talk to them directly and see why they came up with what they came up with. Then I'm gonna go over and probably start like drafting an actual ordinance on it, because I'm gathering everybody's data so far. And after looking at the ones that I've gotten so far, they're relatively the same. They quote the same with Wisconsin state statutes. Some are a little bit different than each other. So I just want to find and talk to different people. I did talk to some of the sheriff's department. They absolutely are, they're fine with us doing this if we were to go that route, because they have no problems with having to police any of this. They haven't had any
No
calls,
accidents.
no accidents yet.
There is, however, a move afoot by the county board to petition the state to come up with a full ordinance that isn't a hodgepodge of individual ordinances.
Mhm.
And they may not be wanting to grant any more ATV license until this petition,
Right.
and it should be at the next county board meeting.
I did notice in some of the other ordinances I found that they also noted that that they do have written at your own risk county roads
Yeah,
and state highways.
but you also see, if you take a look at what's going on in Kewaunee County, it's 180 degrees out of what they do in Door County,
Mhm.
because everybody's gotta go through the county board.
Yeah, that's.
And their problem is basically a hodgepodge of rule and regulation.
Mhm.
Therefore, there's no enforcement by this, by
Right,
the sheriff's department. They want nothing to do with it.
right.
It's up to us then to enforce every one of those.
That would be all right.
That would be all right.
Yeah,
However, if the county board is gonna get something, petition the state, if there's even an appetite for change to that rule, I have a feeling that they're gonna just sit back and not approve anymore until they can see what comes of this petition. It'll be discussed at the county board meeting.
Right.
So,
I just seen how fast the county moves on anything, so I wouldn't really be too worried.
well, I'm just saying. You
I think
know,
we could probably get this thing passed right away and be done with it and then move
well,
forward.
just want you to be aware.
Right, yeah, that's good.
Okay.
So I'm working on that, and I should probably have something drafted in the next, probably within the next meeting,
Okay.
so.
I had talked with that as far as the county roads and things like this, and we said in Nassau, they have open ATV,
Mhm.
not on their county roads. He said because there's other
Mhm.
things to deal with, but he said we have zero problems.
Yeah.
None.
However, they really don't follow the law.
Yeah,
You listen, they must have 80-mile-an-hour machines
to Nassau.
in Maplewood going down Mill Road.
Oh, a couple of them go through like that. Those are the razors, the faster ones, but
Yeah,
90% of them are the old mules.
the old,
and-
yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. When you start seeing some of these that running from the bar to that bar,
Yeah,
they're having a race.
some are moving pretty good, but that's what.
35 miles an hour is what it says.
You know. Yeah, it's,
They go faster than that, past our house.
Yeah,
some do.
so that's a concern. I hear them. I'm out there getting stuff ready and what is that?
I don't hear them at all.
Yeah, they go past our house here.
If I'm outside, I guess I do, but I
Some
don't
of
hear
them
them.
really have a high
Yeah,
whine.
yeah.
to-
Mhm.
I can hear
You
that.
can hear them coming, yeah.
Yeah, I hear them coming. Where is?
Well, I'm sure it's
that?
just like trucks and anything.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
right.
You got the younger kid, oh, I wanna have it loud, and then the rest of the world is.
Well, if you get the thing going by it, let's say it's doing 60. And one of these ATV, UTVs, they only weigh about what, maybe. How many, what, not even 1,000 pounds. You take a truck, weighing at 5,000
Yeah,
pounds,
yeah.
doing 60 or 100 miles an hour, and it's totally different.
Well, it's totally different. I understand, but when you've got one of these things just wailing and they're racing.
Yeah. I haven't seen any racing yet at this point, but
Well,
I'm sure that's gonna come one of these days.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
Well, then we'll just deal with it.
I'll
when
just
it
deal with it
comes.
when I get there.
Okay, so what we will do with that is then we will add that to
next month,
next month's agenda.
what are the bills?
They start on the second page. Did you want to the third
You
page?
wanna look at the checks rather? It might be a little easier.
Yes.
There you go.
I got it.
Well,
You're
they
dropping it.
That's stuff.
scratch
Yeah,
that.
it starts by Century Tel. 519, if you look at the paper.
Oh, these are all standard. Oh, these are standard. A lot of these are, this is the. Did we pay that one highway bill?
No, that's the bottom one.
Oh, no wonder I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I didn't get that far.
You didn't send it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, they wanted to hold it till,
I was wondering about that. Wasn't there a highway bill we missed?
Yeah, a
Yes,
while back.
yeah,
That
yeah.
got
That
sent.
got
didn't it?
paid.
that got
Oh,
sent, yeah.
okay, all right. You're talking about the
Yeah,
town hall one.
I never got that email.
You never did.
Mm-mm, but that's when we were having trouble
The
with my
one-
computer. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
That was
It was
that
a
the,
scam or whatever.
all right.
Yeah,
That's
I
something.
looked all the way down, everything.
Yeah, because I know I looked and it was sent to all of,
Yeah, yeah.
all of yous, but
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
If people would give a quarter of the effort to actually work
Work
honestly,
on.
as they do.
See
to
that
how
every
to
day.
Get around it.
Get around it and take advantage of people.
I know.
Every time my credit
Where
card's
would-
halved, it's like, what is wrong with these people?
I always found that you gotta work twice as hard when it's honest. That's just me though.
Oh, no, it's easier.
I can sleep better if it's honest.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay, so that's. pretty good. Good on that. That's good. The cemetery.
I know it's a cemetery, are they adding on up there? They could get a whole other area, whole section of grass all cut
Where?
up there on the hill.
On the hill?
Yeah.
We've always gone.
Oh, that's, you mean on this side of the road?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cemetery.
but I mean, it was, but
They're
it's like
just
a whole,
expanding.
they expanded it, so.
Yeah,
okay.
they just cut the grass.
Must be making big plans up there.
A lot of burials.
There's been quite a few.
Mhm.
Now this thing. We still don't have a complete job.
so I called on all that. I talked to Jeff. And I told Jeff, and those are gonna be in one of my things, but whatever, we're on it. I told Jeff, that Roy and the board said that the downspouts weren't done, because I said I never seen the contract, and was pulling that to him. And
Yeah,
he
and the
said,
fix of this corner.
right, he said. I wasn't really aware of any downspouts, but
Really?
I will talk with Roy, he said. And I said, well, right now, we're gonna be holding the check, because that's what the board wanted to do. He said, that's fine, I don't have a problem with it. He said,
Oh,
I
okay.
will talk with Roy. And we will.
Did he?
He did, yeah. Roy said that they ordered the brown ones.
Oh, they did it. All.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
did something
He
to match.
mentioned that to
It
me.
was supposed to match the siding or
siding.
something, whatever.
It wasn't quite the same color, but it's brown,
Yeah.
but to
Yeah.
match pretty
So-
much.
Jeff said, don't worry about it.
Oh,
When it gets
okay.
done, it gets done, and we will take care of it.
I had just thought if we even pay him 15,000, hold a couple
Well.
I'm fine with, because to me, I just feel that it's wrong that we're
holding it, yeah.
X
Well-
amount of dollars for
Well-
rain gutters, done, it's done.
Yeah.
I mean-
A quick little peek at them, it's.
Yeah, that's one piece that needs to be done.
But honestly, if you
It's upside down.
feel that you wanna rewrite that and hold a little bit escrow,
I don't know.
what does the board feel? I mean, to me, that's just, as a business person, that's wrong. You've done your job, the job looks beautiful,
Mhm.
thank you very much,
It's not
Yeah.
finished.
but you're not 100% finished.
So therefore,
We should escrow something, but you certainly, he still
Not the
had to
whole
pay
thing.
his, yes.
I understand that. I don't have a problem with that, but I want to hold back, not just a couple $100. I'd hold back 2,500 or something.
Yeah, see, that's about what,
And I'm fine
okay.
with that.
I'm
Okay,
for
I can
holding
do
back the
that.
Whole check till the work's done.
Well, we're holding back $17,000.
Yeah,
Took us a year to get our siding.
Yeah, but that's not their fault either,
It
you know.
was not his fault.
That's
That was
not
a supplier's.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So I wouldn't mind, he's put the stuff up, he's done the job, he's
Yeah.
done a good job. It's not finished. Let's hold back $2,500 is my feeling,
I
Okay,
agree with that.
Okay.
and send him all but
Mhm.
$2,500.
Yeah,
When the
And-
downspouts and the finished job is done, fine.
and then when he's done, I want a waiver. You know, a lien waiver.
Mhm.
Ruth, you can send us that as well for the final payment. That'll take them 2 seconds to do. And
A
then-
lien waiver? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, where did this thing start,
It's CenturyLink.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, okay, I got it.
No,
Oh,
meaning what that is he's waiving his right, saying I've been paid in full and I or none of my subs can come back and put a lien on this town hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they haven't been paid.
Who's
Gotcha,
taking
that's-
care of
that's-
that light?
What's that?
That's me. I'm sorry, but I've been.
Okay. There's also an outlet here that is not sealed to the weather.
Which.
Right outside.
That's-
Right outside the door. The electrical box?
Yeah, yeah.
You can see the.
Gotta have the checks and
Okay.
balances,
Don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it apart.
all the checks.
Right.
and
Sure, when it was, there was a
Yeah.
stud right next to it, when I put the box in, if that little wing couldn't go up, it doesn't hit the backside of the plywood, the socket tight, so I'll take it apart.
Whatever, it should be weather tight, because right now it isn't.
I'll take care of that.
A clock or something up there. Right, I would make a motion that we pay the bills and pay all but $2,500 to Van's Lumber.
I was gonna tell you, Ruth, I put a paper in the envelope I gave you.
Okay.
We did receive the NFL money from the state that we have to pay 20% to the county.
Oh, okay, okay.
That Ryan sent an email. I don't know if you got that or not.
No.
Okay, but he did send me an email and the check did come yesterday or Saturday, so
Okay. What do we pay 20%?
we paid 20% of the NFL. Yep.
All right, I had a motion made from Larry to pay the bills, okay, Ruth,
Okay,
and it was
got it.
seconded by Jason.
Okay.
All in favor?
Right.
I
Aye.
to withhold.
And we're, yes,
Right.
the motion had also included paying bands, just withhold $2,500.
$2,500. And
Mhm.
ask for lien waiver. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, it will carry.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Good
Now-
call on the lien waiver.
Yeah. Just make sure you're covered. Number 19, announcements as far as the Wisconsin Town Association Convention in
Okay.
October.
Yes, I did make reservations for the two of you. This is your, that goofy number, that's your number.
We'll need
check-in.
that when we
Yes,
go to check
yes,
in.
okay. Yeah, I was gonna go and then I thought, oh, I don't.
I also want to ask a question about the Towns Association Door County unit.
Mhm.
Now, I did not get to that meeting.
Oh, okay, yeah, Kevin was there.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
You were there too, Jason, yeah.
Who is the chair?
The lady.
Linda Wade?
Linda Wade.
No, no,
No?
no,
Oh,
no,
oh, what?
she's the one that
she-
presided over the meeting.
Right.
And you
Linda
know, I
Wade
just,
is,
oh, wait. I don't-
she's
no,
the
I don't
clerk
have it
again.
here. I don't have it here. I have it on I took it out.
What was her
Would
name?
that be from Manhattan? Beth?
Yes, that.
Is it, what's her last name was like, is it not Key, is it, or something like that, or?
And Linda's still gonna be the.
Linda
she's
is
gonna be
still
the-
the treasurer.
Yeah.
Treasurer. And then who's the vice chair? Beth Gogger.
Yes,
Beth Gogger, that's it.
But who's then the vice chair? She was the vice chair.
Some guy.
yeah,
An older guy. He didn't
Miles
want it.
Danhausen,
That's it.
yeah.
All I know is the voting went really, really, really quick there.
And you-
Really?
Yeah.
You could have heard, like, you could have heard train was-
It was like,
Not have wanted to be there because you were probably gonna get roped into something.
You could hear the train whistle. That was
That's why I
if
go
I
with
ever
those.
seen it.
oh, they had asked me several years ago and I said.
Okay.
Cause didn't Amy do
Well,
that
I
once?
got,
She
yeah,
did one
Amy
year,
Stockton
yeah.
sat.
They did.
Yeah, she did it. Oh, she'd never do it again. She said.
That was enough of that.
Yeah.
But Linda took it on,
Yes.
and that's.
Linda
She
seems
does a
to
very
like
good work.
doing that
That she
stuff.
does,
though.
she
does a
does,
very good
I
job.
have no problem with that,
Yeah,
so that's good. Okay, thank you, answered my question, that's what I was curious about.
All right, item number 20. All other matters authorized by law. So we're gonna talk about the signage. We already took care of the town hall downspouts. That's where we're gonna deal with that, but. we've
Yep,
already
yep,
dealt with
that's
it.
good.
So as far as the signage goes, somebody was gonna look up to get a 5-foot by 3-foot waterproof case. I thought, kind of looked online real quick,
we did.
but
That's too big.
I just wanna let you know what
That
the
too-
ordinance is.
Okay.
Mm.
Cause you need a permit in order to put up your sign.
Even on the,
This is the signage pages.
even on the building.
So.
Well.
The square footage of this wall. Awesome. Thank you. So the square footage of this wall, like that wall right there, is 435 square feet. Okay, so we are eligible for 65 square feet of sign. All right, so the 5 foot by 3 foot case is 15 square feet. So then we got what's left. So we got to decide from that point. I mean, I'm okay with that.
We had the old letters.
Yeah,
Yeah. The only thing with the siding is it going up and down here?
yeah.
Yeah, how is that gonna, if you put letters, that would work?
I don't know, but
Yeah.
we're looking for a case.
Yes.
with-
Yeah, you picked the case,
Yeah,
but how are we gonna put letters up there? I mean,
That's the issue. I don't know.
Yeah.
All we got is one little white strip,
mhm.
not very big.
no,
Could letters be put on that white strip?
Well, you could put the letters on the AZAC, that's not a problem. But it's gonna kind of look, you know what I mean? I mean, because it's gonna be just one big long,
Town of Forestville.
right?
Or
Well, I mean,
Forestville Town Hall. What do we
Right,
have?
Forestville Town Hall is what I think we had on it last
Yeah.
time, wasn't it?
Instead of
Mhm, I
Russell's
think
Community
so,
Center,
yeah.
but I went and I was down there for the
Oh,
broadband thing,
okay.
so, oh, what the heck?
Yes,
You know,
Yeah.
I go look at that, so I looked at that and then, that's a close-up of their little signboard, which is outdoor, you know, it's not unlike what we now
Yeah.
have, but it's got the
what does it
name.
say? Oh, Brussels Town Hall. Oh, well, there you go.
right, but that was a little bit small, right? Because
It's small.
we got
Right,
a bunch of other.
and so then I
posters.
took an angled shot just so you could see, you know, basically what it looks like.
That one's too small compared to what we need.
Well, we
Lately,
wanted something a little
lately it's
larger.
been pretty small because I've had the long postings.
Well,
Yeah,
And then, did you notice I
sometimes.
put the town agenda right on top of the Maplewood Mets?
Yeah, well, you got to.
well,
Put it right there because the other
You
meetings
don't
are
have any
coming
room.
too.
Well, that's what I'm saying, if we had a bigger one, like we talked about, a 5 foot by 3 foot.
Pretty big, but.
Well, that'd be like 2 doors.
Yeah, right.
That thought pattern
Yeah,
is what you guys had talked about last meeting. And I just think that's a good thing and
Right.
because.
If
most
we
things
could
are-
get one with the name above. I don't know if it's big enough for them to read that from the road.
I don't know either.
But how did Southern Door School get that great big sign out front that's flashing and doing all that stuff?
Because they don't have county zoning there.
Oh, they
That's Brussels.
don't.
that's Brussels.
Mhm.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
now it's a-
County and zoning is costing us $30,000 right now to put trees in front of our beautiful barns that we just,
And you can't have a cow.
Oh,
and we can't have the cow.
You can't have the cow.
Kidding.
That's gotta stay in there.
Oh, no. Do you realize that you can't spread gravel in your driveway without a permit?
Oh, really?
No.
Mhm.
Oh,
You can't put a burning pit in, you know, like a fire pit?
yeah, yeah.
None of that stuff.
Oh,
You're not even supposed to have your camper sitting in your yard.
mhm, mhm.
It's
I'm not
getting
quite-
terrible.
I'm not quite sure where you're supposed to put your camper. But it better not be there.
It's,
It'll be the storage in the barn.
I just feel like they're
I'm just saying. That's where.
running your whole
Oh, my God.
life.
Yeah.
So
I
Have a
didn't realize
$10,000 cow that.
this is just signs. This is just signs here. All
So
this.
this new that they had you guys get the cow down or what?
Oh, that's been down for a
It's been
year.
down since we.
What, a year? A year and a half?
But,
But you couldn't put it back on.
well, we couldn't put it back up in that spot because we
You
had
had
the
to
barns
bring your
put
barns
there.
closer to the road.
Oh, okay.
They had to extend the barns this way to make room for. it.
We could put the cow behind the barns.
Well,
Nobody could see it.
Well, that's
Yeah,
exactly what they want.
Sure zoning could see it with the drone.
Well, you.
Yeah.
They require you to have some,
We can't have it because it's a sign. The cow is a sign.
Mm.
And
Somehow I'm trying to fight it, but I
Yeah,
haven't figured out quite how to do
from
it.
zoning.
Mhm.
I don't know, to me, zoning can go bye-bye.
Yeah, I agree with that.
anyway, to get back to our sign,
Yeah,
our name or whatever.
okay.
If we can get a 3x5 sign out there, with our name
Mhm.
on top, if somebody can make that up. And see what it looks like, we can get it and put it there,
I think we'd have to order the case first, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
We'd have to find, I think go online or whatever, right, a waterproof case. And
whether, yeah. whether-
Yeah, weatherproof case,
And we mounted with standoffs, I'm assuming.
yeah, so it doesn't, the rain on, the rain from the
Whatever,
aluminum or whatever it is, isn't wrecking the.
So is
color.
the siding's going like this, so is it gonna sit
No, the
flat?
siding is.
Siding's going like
Yeah.
this, oh,
yeah.
Okay.
it'll be
So what'll
5 feet
happen,
wide.
yeah, so you take it, it'd be like this, cause it'll
Yeah,
be wide.
right.
So
Okay.
what'll happen is wherever the screw holes are, we'll take some strips.
Standoff,
Stand
put 'em down,
ons.
okay.
Yeah, you'll
Okay.
screw that adhere it, so it technically will not be touching the building. So if there's any rainwater, because aluminum is gonna oxidize and it's gonna have a little run, right? This way here is just dripping. It should really minimize anything that's touching the building.
So you have a 3x5 area then?
Yeah.
Now, your words would have to fit within that 3x5?
Well,
Also
no,
have
we
your-
do- because
or
the
can you
case,
have the
what
case
Larry is asking,
3
I
by
think is
5,
the case, the name.
With your
was said
signage
above
across
it.
the top, yeah.
I mean, you still have enough, we still have room according to the regulations, you have
Mhm.
65 square feet, we only use, that's 50 more square feet.
that's at 15 of this, how much is the square footage that we have?
That gable wall is 330 or 435 square feet. Which will now allow you to have 65 square feet of signage,
So we would take a 3x5,
which would take away 15 square feet out of that.
and still have.
I got 50 square feet. To put a sign,
So we could put Forestville Town Hall.
yes, I believe we could, and I would think,
I'm sure we could.
I don't think I would care.
how tall, letter, 3?
Well, the
We could
letters
put
we've
it.
had in the past. were
Yeah, they're
Oh,
like,
they're
what is
not
that,
very
5,
big.
6 inches maybe.
6 maybe.
Oh, they're not very big, okay,
Yeah, it's just
They're in the
kind of,
They're
storage
in
room.
storage.
oh,
We can measure them.
oh, so you just put those back up,
well, they're.
They're a little bit.
oh, so we just need to get new ones like that, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we gotta find a source for it first, I'm not sure where to go for those.
You could always go to like a Olson Fabrication, have them laser cut something out of stainless or.
some
You can
people
order them
are,
online, I've seen them, like the billards or whatever. You can, cause I looked at it doing down by the parlor. And I
If you
just
have a
never did
website or
it.
something, if you could.
I'll look
just
up the
fire it
website,
over
yep.
or whatever, and we could, so. I would, how do you do that? Do we look at the case? Do we approve a case of buying it? You need a case.
Mhm, mhm.
So can we approve that part of it, this meeting? We don't really know the dollar amount, but I think the last time we looked, I thought it was like $300 or $400. It wasn't over the top. Maybe an X amount of dollar approval. Order it, have that, so one part of the puzzle is done, and then if we can
And we can
find
do
the
the signage later.
signage. And then do it, right, we just do it in pieces.
This one is,
I don't see a problem with that.
because
I just think,
this is 5 by 3.
yeah, I thought you were looking them up last time.
Yeah,
weatherproof.
$426.
So it's not crazy now.
No, it's not.
And that's a aluminum frame,
Is it weatherproof?
enclosed closed cork aluminum frame, 2-door. I put weatherproof, so that's what came up, but it doesn't really tell me that.
Does it have lighting on the inside too?
No.
Then I gotta run away. We're not gonna-
Oh, solar, let's just get solar.
I mean, that's,
Larry's back. with that,
So Larry, the question that I had was, do you think we could approve the ability to purchase the box?
and it's cost.
She's looking one up now. You're like $430 some or whatever. We just set a limit of. Can't go over $550.
this one right here is 426.
And then we could just order it and then as long as we didn't go
I
over
have to
a
make sure,
certain
I mean,
dollar amount.
I
That's-
put
you-
enclosed, but
outdoor,
we
that's
have
all.
to
We
make
want to
sure
make sure
it's
that it's
outdoor.
waterproof.
Yeah, we'd have to make
That's the
sure.
most
it's
Yeah,
important
that'd
thing.
be the key to it. We'd have
Yeah.
to find out. I'd say if it doesn't exceed $600 with shipping and packs.
Right.
Right?
Tax.
Can we do a motion
agree
for at
with
least
that.
that one part would be done and then,
Then we can pursue the next piece.
right, Dina had some ideas.
Or would that have to be in a formal motion, or can we
And then-
We're spending more than 500.
Oh, that's right, yeah, I forgot about that.
So I make a motion that we spend no more than $600 on a weatherproof 3-foot by 5-foot sign with locking door, aluminum.
I second that.
All right, so I have a motion made to be able to
I
purchase the
forgot
case.
you mentioned it, yeah, that was that one meeting. we went
Not
to.
more than $600 at this point in time. All in favor?
Yeah,
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, it will carry.
yeah. I
So
couldn't
we did the
remember
case,
dollar amount.
and then next month, we will hopefully have answers on cost for the letters,
Okay,
okay, and maybe some ideas, because Dina will fire over a website, yeah, you know what I mean, and
I mean, you want them in white probably, right?
I would think white, yeah, right.
well, if we're gonna put them up above that white.
Yeah, there's quite a few sitting here.
There's a strip of white wood.
Right,
Do we put it above
I would
that?
think you'd want it above it,
I would
right?
think so too.
I mean, Jan could put that on the computer, she'll be able to tell me, okay, those signs are, those letters are whatever, 6 or 8. Whoop, she'll be able to see it.
They have
Yeah.
metal letters too, metal, huge metal letters.
Well, again, how are we gonna fasten?
Here's vinyl, black vinyl, we could get white vinyl. I mean, there's, you just
White
put,
or black, right? Your
you just-
letters
I just
black.
put large plastic outdoor letters and all kinds of stuff popped up. Here's
Right.
white acrylic laser cut letters.
But I'm
How
sure
we're
you
getting
want-
into something, Jason's.
You wanna make sure you look at some reviews and find out. that
Right,
these
you gotta
are
look at
good,
the
you don't
reviews.
wanna-
What works, what doesn't
Yeah.
work.
So how big are you talking?
I'm something like that, you're between 6 to 8 inches, I'm saying,
Okay,
right? You got the key, Larry,
Yeah, I got
right? This is 8 this way. Right, so that's not,
this one's 46 inches.
Yeah, I think so.
This one's 8 inches. Dire black vinyl. PVC, well, these are the PVs.
here, this is 8. Where you got a handy dandy, so they're not even quite 8,
No,
so 8 inches would be acceptable.
They're 6.5 inches high. And these are, they're Gerber, how to say wood.
They're
Are
antiquities
they rubber?
They're plastic.
or bakelite. Depending on.
Yeah, they call it, come on, Jason.
Yeah, somebody painted, just, painted whatever, you know what I mean?
Did you paint those?
No,
Somebody did.
That's probably,
Maryland.
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 Baker,
Mhm.
yeah.
maybe, probably.
Probably.
Durable though. Give it that.
Is it the original color?
Well, it's
Amanda?
probably got lead in it, maybe I should chew on
Is that the original?
Keep
color,
looking
Amanda?
at
it.
Looks like it was gray or.
So what are you
something.
thinking, 6 or 8?
I would go with 8,
Yeah, I think
Okay.
8 would be better.
a little bit bigger.
Color?
Mhm. Gerber salmon.
I'm thinking either white or
White.
black, right? White or black letters,
I wonder if the original color was this,
I think it was.
Maybe a
It
generic
kinda-
color and then paint it.
or is that gray?
To make it look, it
Looks
because
like
it's
it
got
was kinda
wood green
gray.
in it and
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
too, so.
Yeah, those nails scratch our table.
Oh, yeah, there you
You can do white, or you can do black, or you can do
Yeah.
yellow, or you can do green.
go.
So
Lighter.
how much is the letter then?
Oh,
Starts at $2.73, but
each.
Oh, my God.
Well, you got,
How much for the laser ones?
The thickness is 3/16. Is that very thick?
No, that's pretty thin.
That's pretty thin.
That's thin.
So can we do it? Oh, we can do 3/8. Is that too thin too?
It's still thin,
We might have to look for a different website here.
but I think that one we should investigate a little bit, you know what I mean?
I'll see if I can come up with some ideas for next time.
It just has to say Forestville Town Hall.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next one. That's.
Yeah,
Remember. So. The floor, as you can see, is not much wax left on the floor.
Well, it's only been a couple of years since we did it.
Yes, yes.
Oh my gosh.
So this is what
Oh,
That's,
they would say,
Per square foot.
wow. that's high.
No.
Is that who we used to have last?
No.
no, who was the other one that we did? No, but did they? Because here did they strip it last
said-
time?
They stripped it, yeah.
They stripped it, they
Who did I
stripped
tell,
it.
who did I say did it last time? I gave you the name.
Armstrong?
I'd have to look.
Whoever did it did a hell of a job.
It's
That's what I-
very,
that was
because it
Armstrong and
lasted
Surgeon Bay, I
a
thought.
long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
how long ago was that? 6 or 8 years ago?
at least, yeah, at least
Yeah.
8.
Something needs to be done now because you're gonna start wearing the,
The vinyl
The
composition,
vinyl,
yes,
right.
no, I
That
understand. that.
Yeah.
strip needs to be fixed or somebody trips over
Yeah,
it.
I know it's kind of,
Yeah,
it gets caught. Wow, this seems high, wow.
but you gotta
Seems like they
remember
went up, yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Well, true, and yeah, and that's been a,
Wow.
wait a minute, how many,
I'd have to look on the,
what did we pay for that job?
it,
Probably under $1,000.
I thought
I
it
thought
was
it was,
$700,
I thought it was
$750,
600,
yeah.
yeah, I think it's
$600.
yeah.
Now, but you think about that,
Mhm.
$700 or $800. 8 years ago, 6 years ago,
Mhm.
what was it? I don't know,
Yeah, I'll have to look.
and with everything else that's been going on, I don't have any problem with that,
and that is, you're cleaning the carpet in this room.
Mhm.
yeah.
That one doesn't seem like all that much.
The other thing, we didn't really budget for this either. Yeah,
Well, yeah, I just,
Yeah, good
you know,
deal.
We're gonna get some surplus monies coming.
There you go.
Oh, you
yeah,
got, we
yeah.
still got ARPA money left, don't we? Like
Yeah,
35
yeah,
grand.
yeah.
We could use that.
That's true. Yeah.
We have ARPA money, we're gonna get this supplemental thing that's coming in for another 40-some thousand.
Yeah,
But I'm more interested in spending money on roads so that we don't lose our.
yeah,
road agent
right,
50
right,
years down the
right,
road,
uh-huh,
Which is what would happen.
right.
I'd rather this carpet be gone. Basic
Mhm.
carpeting. I mean, no, roads are more important than the
Yeah.
carpeting, but I'm just saying it's just.
Well, if I
If
had
we're
my
gonna-
brothers, we do air handler and air conditioning too.
That too, yeah.
You know,
One of the
because
air
that's a
conditioning-
health issue.
Yeah, that's, I wanted the air conditioning.
I mean, in the winter, our air handler, this is an antique.
Mhm, mhm.
Got electric heat, that's it.
I mean, we can get another, a comparable. I don't have an issue with that one bit.
I think it was somebody from Sturgeon Bay that did it,
Was it
wasn't it?
Armstrong or Superior or somebody like that?
I thought it was
Or
Armstrong,
Canopy Hill? Armstrong is what I think it was.
because Armstrong, that's the one that's over by Culver's over there.
Mhm.
That's the one I thought
Oh,
did the
okay.
last time.
Uh-huh,
I thought so too. But I
Could
could
be.
There's Canopy Hill, there's Armstrong,
Mhm.
you know. Is it Superior? Sure, Superior? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
It seems to me Armstrong was the one.
I just call Armstrong and see if they'll give you a quote.
I think I looked it up and I gave you the name, and I
You did,
can't remember it either.
yeah.
It's from Sturgeon Bay.
Well,
Yeah.
we look it up and we can just,
Mhm.
you know, we'll ask for a quote from there as well.
Mhm. Yeah, let's,
Then you guys can decide what you want to do,
sure, that sounds good.
you know?
Mhm.
So we'll table that and we'll put that on.
That's,
next
that's to be
month.
done today.
Okay.
Right. Who's taking care of the bulletin board, looking that up and ordering that?
I can see if we can do that.
Okay.
A 3x5 waterproof. And then,
Okay, I'll look up the letters.
yeah.
Okay.
You know,
I forgot something I wanted to bring up earlier.
okay, so this one is to install no parking signs here at any time on County H on the span where we were having problems. On the one side of that road, that everybody stays to one side of the road. This is what it, you know, that is looking to.
Well, you have to have it because
Mhm.
it's a big problem all the time.
Well, it is a problem. Somebody's gonna get hurt. You don't want people
Right.
crossing, so you want it on this side. And
That's for right out here.
that's right over here, yeah.
Now, do we have to have some kind of a letter of
On
approval from the
which side of the
county?
road are they
to
gonna
put this
put this
on?
on?
They're the ones
Yeah,
doing it.
that's
Which side of the road do we have to put
On
them
the
on?
north.
You're gonna be on the far side, which would be
The
north.
north,
North.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
that
way
makes
they're
sense.
parking on this side, you get out, you're going right to the park. instead
Got
of
it,
crossing
understood,
down.
exactly. I wanted, but didn't say which side.
And then the big equipment is where I was getting the complaint, and no, it wasn't from SNS.
Thank you.
They cannot get down the road, and he's like, I'm telling you, somebody's gonna get run over, you got about an inch on each side, and I'm gonna be taking people's mirrors out, you guys need to do something.
The Route Creek or what?
It's just,
Um,
and it's, all the farm equipment's that
Oh,
way,
yeah.
they park in there.
got to have it.
And I mean, I don't wanna shoo the people away, because I want them to be here, should be enjoyable, this is what you.
Do
should
we
be
not
doing.
have enough parking?
You're limited on parking, they park on the grass, and they do a pretty nice job as far as not.
Oh,
tearing
yeah.
things up
Oh,
and
yeah,
taking care of it.
all your ball players and everybody else parks around.
They don't like to park there or on the town hall parking
Because of the
lots
balls?
because of the balls.
Yeah,
Oh,
Right.
sure.
But,
They always did years ago.
well, you still have a lot of
Yeah.
people who park out here,
Yeah,
no
Mhm.
matter what.
Some do, yeah. Mhm.
Well, you come down here, it looks like Lambeau's
I know,
parking lot,
I know.
for God's sakes, on the 4th of July,
Mhm.
or whenever we do the show, if we do the show.
we're gonna have them park in that field over there, but I don't know. Somebody complained.
park on the NP trail, you know, I mean.
So he said, no, they should go there.
Sierra's probably gonna have a bounce house, a beer tent, and everything else up there.
I think they're having a band too, aren't they?
Sure, and no bingo.
If they pay for their.
No bingo.
Bingo or something, don't they? Or what is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Bingo fan.
Oh, atomic bingo.
Yeah.
So am I okay telling Thad to go ahead with this?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well,
sign?
that's a safety issue. I think that should have been,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we talked about it, I
Way
think the
back
last
when,
meeting, the case was, we didn't know what the dollar amount would be or where.
I make a motion that we have the highway department install no parking signs on the north side as per this letter.
I second that.
All right, so I have a motion to install the signs per this letter. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, that will carry. Okay, the next thing I added on was that Bay Lake planning letter, okay, this survey,
I've got two things.
okay,
This is one of them.
the same thing, right?
Yeah,
Okay, can I tell you what the lady told me?
go ahead.
Right? So I didn't know. Like, what the heck? How can I fill out a survey? Because it's asking us for our top 5 priority projected projects. Like,
Over the next 1 to 3.
I have no idea. So I call her up and I said, can I see some of the past surveys? And she sends back this thing telling me, I don't know, Forestville has never sent out a survey. It has never been
Never
done.
returned.
Yep. So I can't send you what we don't have. Okay, so then I brought it because I'm like, do we want to do
Here
this?
is where this is gonna come into play. When you get into application, whether it's bill or any other funding that we're looking for your road,
Mhm.
heck, whatever. They're gonna say, was this something you've been talking about or planning? Where are they gonna go? Ultimately, they're gonna go back to Bay Lake Regional. And this is why I asked the question last month about contacting them for the road review. Whistler is due in December.
Yep.
They can do that, but first step of that process is that we need to have them contacted. They gotta come out and review the roads with you.
Mm.
And that's what I gave you that thing that Roy had passed that out, last whenever.
Yep.
So we have to get them on board at least for doing road review and Whistler reporting. We should put something in here.
Right.
Our projects include the top 5. Well, I would say we want a couple of roads that
You get
we,
your Elm Road, that'd be one of your top 5 projects,
Elm Road,
Town Line Road and
Krieger
Creek
Road
Road.
would be, there's 3 of them. That's all I would put down.
Okay.
And then basically project is what we're doing. It's shovel ready. But we don't have a proposed date, but we're gonna do it before the end of the year
Mhm.
on at least Elm Road. And at least maybe something else.
Mhm.
I don't know, but if we get that in there and then they wanna go look for. Funding, grant monies. Yeah, this was on their list.
Mhm.
And we're asking you now to help do our Whistler report. We're asking you now to help get this road inspection stuff standardized.
Mhm.
That then plays into that.
Okay,
So I grant you, we didn't answer these questions in the past. But it's to our, behooves us to send something in, get on record with them. Oh, yeah, well, they were planning to do this stuff, yeah. These projects are necessary for safety, they're necessary for whatever.
Mhm.
I mean, you've written enough stuff, you can come up.
yeah, so I called Jeff from Bay Lake Regional Planning.
Yeah.
And Jeff says, I'd love to help you, but I'm retiring in a couple days.
Who's taking your place?
So here's the top guy. Here's the new guy who's gonna be here, been here a long time. Call him. So I called him, I wrote his name down at this point in time on this paper anyway.
Yeah.
And he said, well, we can come out and look at your roads. He says there's a fee for that.
Well, how much?
And I said, well, we've already did our road inspection. And then I was told that I'm supposed to call you and you're supposed to come with me to relook at this
Yeah,
road
right.
inspection.
Okay,
And he said, well, if you went with your board and you guys have already rated your roads, I'm wasting your money. He said that would be an absolute waste of time to do such a thing, and then I'm gonna be charging you anywhere from $800 to $1,800 for nothing. Why would we do that?
okay, we've rated it. Are you gonna do the Whistler report?
Absolutely, but it's not due till December.
Well, I understand that, but we wanna get it in, and it has a bearing on our road.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It'll be done on time.
Okay,
So, cause I was looking for the Whistler ID or whatever to
you
get
gotta
into the account.
apply for,
Right, well, because
Mhm.
Whistler, Roy always did the report,
yes, you did.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But, so there's an account set up, but you gotta have the password, you gotta have whatever.
Right,
And Roy said,
right.
well, that's in the file. But, when I look at the file, it's not overly clear, so we're calling them,
Okay,
send me the new.
okay, part of, here's what's part of my thought process. Yes, that they will charge us, yes. If they charge us for doing something in preparation for future work, that's all part of road expense. My concern is that we do right by our road aids and what our expenditures. Because you're not gonna get Krieger Road and X this year.
Oh, no, cause no matter what, those grant dollars, that's a next year project, but you gotta start doing that work right now in order to.
Well, absolutely, I'm not disputing
Without
that,
a doubt.
but we're not gonna spend enough money that way.
No, but by the time, if you're serious about looking at Elm, and we're gonna rip that up and you're gonna make that to a 4 inch, and a
Yes.
little bit wider, nicer road. You're gonna spend some money right there. You might not have any money left to do.
What do you
anything
got
else.
in the way of money's available?
Oh, here,
Where's Elmer? That's not, that's.
I gave,
mile,
yeah,
right?
I gave Kevin.
That's like a mile off.
What do you got?
So. We had budgeted $243,598 for 2023. We have spent $53,383.75.
Oh, Kevin, change that number, because I put in the, grass cutting. Yeah, 59, I'm gonna read that, 59,
So now we spent 59.
Mhm.
Okay.
and then the
our
balance
budget
left, yeah.
Was
Zero.
237,000,
Mhm.
so therefore we've only spent 59,000.
And I had the balance there too.
Yeah, so you spent $60,000 out of your 243 is where you're at.
Right,
For now, you got the
Yeah.
grading coming in here yet.
the grading and graveling
It's
is
not
not
much,
that
no.
much money.
Did they do
2,500.
the sides of our road?
Yeah, he said they
They did?
They
Okay.
were or did or whatever, yeah.
And we're
From my
gonna
understanding.
ultimately have to do something on Old Elm where those critters,
Mhm.
Yep.
so that's gonna cost. Those two pieces, I don't think are gonna be adequate.
Between Elm Road there here and then fixing up whatever has to be done at the farm over there in that culvert. I think we're gonna be adequate.
Okay,
If not, I'm more than confident we got a few roads we could do something with.
okay.
Did you want this? You have one.
I have one.
You want
I was
this,
just
Larry? Yeah,
curious, yeah.
because I don't need it,
No,
and it changes, yeah.
maybe you just call me paranoid.
We just have to spend enough
We have to spend enough.
for the.
You'll
for the
spend
fees,
enough.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, we.
Spending money isn't the problem.
yeah,
No,
It's getting the money
choosing
to
where it goes, yeah.
It goes and spending it wisely so we
Right,
don't,
right,
inhibit our ability to continue to get road aids,
Right.
which will be increasing
right.
based on the new state budget.
Mhm.
So I mean, the combination of things, it's always has its effect down the road,
Yeah.
2 years, 3 years.
Right.
And I don't want to see us put the town in jeopardy. That's it. Therefore, I would
So,
say.
You want this survey filled out?
I would just put a few things in there of what your projects are, you know?
Mhm.
And I think we're gonna do, I think we should do whatever cost comes in after this Elm Road mess,
Mhm.
you know? And I don't know what other things, if we're starting to do the engineering, if you will, for Old Krieger Road and County X.
Now, do we have to get a separate engineer firm for that? Cause
Depends on how grant money, yes, you
So,
have.
We have
Yeah.
to-
Here's the thing, the grant that I'm asking for
is it
is,
TRID?
is the one that will pay the most. And the reason I'm asking for that is because your township, right, township is
Mhm.
wants it just as bad as we do. And it's a safety issue. And the road obviously is clearly damaged from
Yes,
the heavy loads going over the top
Right.
of that road. Which is all pluses in our end of it.
right,
So therefore, cause one pays like 80%, one pays like 50%, one pays you damn near nothing.
yes.
Okay,
No.
I want the 80%, you're never gonna get 80%, we've heard that at every meeting.
Yes, I know that. They
So
cut
even
it
if I
back.
get 50%, that would have been better than starting out at 50 and only getting 20. So if I gotta go through a little more work and we're gonna do whatever surveying has to be done, then
Yeah, and you're gonna have
That's
to
what
have
we're going to do.
engineering firms do the
absolutely.
engineering in order to get that grant money. Correct.
And the most reasonable grant, engineering firm to use is gonna be the one in Sturgeon
That's fine.
Bay, is what we're told.
That's fine.
Basically from that, who has to okay all of this.
Mhm,
Yes,
right.
that's gotta go through it all.
And they probably work side by
And
side
he-
with
and he-
Bailey Regional.
And he helps write up the entire thing, so.
Okay. I would put those things, that these are things, projects we're working on,
Okay,
and they're not necessarily all shovel ready, some are,
no. No,
but I would like to see us get on record for that. Ultimately, we have never done it.
No, we've never done it.
And,
So, I mean, I
but
don't have a
we
problem with
just
it.
now joined Bay Lake Regional
Mhm.
Planning last year.
Mhm.
And I think if we aren't cooperating with them now, in the future, they won't cooperate with us because they got no record of what, we never answered anything. So I think a dialogue that doesn't cost us anything is gonna ultimately be to our advantage down the road. You hear where I'm coming from?
Absolutely. You do not want to get rid of Bay Lake Planning and Region. I'm telling you that now. We're not gonna
Oh,
do that.
no.
I'm just saying, because we'll never get back in.
I understand that.
Because they already have a waiting list and you won't, they're not accepting, period.
Mhm.
So if you leave,
No, we're not doing that. I wanna cooperate with these people. I wanna make contact. I wanna do whatever we can do to be a part of that. And we're paying for it now,
correct.
and we're a part of it. So if answering this thing doesn't cost us anything, but some information, give them the information.
Right, but the top priority project list. Well,
Roads,
therefore, I need input from that, which would come from our group. The board.
yeah.
It isn't just me saying.
Well, I understand that.
Yeah.
So
So
therefore,
when do they want this thing
by
back?
the end of the month, I'll have it done. This won't take long to do. I
No,
just needed to get an idea.
well,
What do you
this
want
is,
down?
that's where I'm at. I mean, I think that's where we're at as a town. So, you know. You could say.
You know, and even some of this here. Proposed project start date. Well,
Unknown,
some of them,
you don't know,
yeah,
right,
right.
until we get the pricing, we can't say.
Because when you're labeling roads, each one could be different. Those two over there aren't gonna be till next year. This one here, you're gonna wanna do this year. That one over there, you're gonna wanna get done as soon as possible.
Correct. And that's the kind of stuff you put down, you know, as close as you can.
But to me, that should be a questionnaire on each and every single line item here is what I'm getting at. Number one is going to, you need
It's like
to,
it's
add-
all separate.
Correct, you're-
Line of questions, and then number two, the reason why you chose it is like first, second, and third, I get that,
you know what I
you
mean?
know, but. At this point, ultimately, we're in the same thing, they're all destroyed. So when you get, you know, road
Yeah.
improvement is one thing, road, you know, what is it, one stress, I mean, that's garbage. I mean,
Yeah.
Elm Road is bad, there's no two ways about it, but
No, I agree with that point.
I'm just.
Yep.
I'm at the other end of the township, yet I'm still stuck on my town line road and Krieger Road. Every time you drive over.
Well, that too,
Yeah,
but that's not a
But
little
that's-
project,
no,
and it's a long-term thing.
But if we're getting some funding and if they're increasing our funding, because you're talking a dollar
Mhm.
coming
Getting-
back
I was missing
for every
something.
tax dollar or whatever
Yeah.
coming back.
That's
to our-
future. That's not road aid.
Yeah.
Road aid is-
I understand there's different,
They're gonna be all mixed up.
hard to
Okay.
but it's any dollar coming back to us. I don't care if it's road aid or whatever, is all better.
Right. but we do have to
This one
make
you
sure
must
we
have gave
spend
me.
it on
This is
roads,
the short one.
So we don't hurt.
Yeah.
ourselves.
No, it should be.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now, in that budget,
You keep the short one? You don't need
is,
that. You
is
short
this
one.
coming,
You didn't use any of it,
no,
yeah.
removal, part of this?
This
Yes,
is,
sir.
these are yours,
Yeah,
and
you
this is
have
mine.
state funding,
But that's.
Yeah.
Cause usually by the time we get to, usually right just before the end of the, oh no, our thing ends in what, August?
Okay.
We have, our year end ends in August, right?
No, we're calendar year, aren't we, Bruce?
Pardon me?
We're calendar year.
For-
Our-
For budget.
For budget.
Yes,
Okay,
Yeah.
I kept thinking that.
So
I'm
what
thinking fire
happens,
department, yeah.
what happens is with winter operations, that's what went into some of this 59,000.
$31,000, well,
Yeah,
So
but
we
that was
have-
winter operations.
we have to
Yeah.
keep some for
Yeah.
December.
that's my point,
Again,
Yeah.
November and December, we still have to have some of that.
correct. So you're gonna look at that, and you're gonna wanna take probably that ballpark dollar amount.
Ought to be available.
Right,
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Subtract that right away, you don't have that. and
Yeah,
then, you
correct,
know,
so now you know it's.
But you still have, you know, we budget.
You did give me some, yeah.
Mhm.
I was
All
listening a back in
If your
between.
winter was 30,000
Mhm.
of the 59 that we spent. 59, whatever we
Yep.
spent,
Mhm.
you know. So we've spent, but that included $30,000.
Mhm.
So if you take $30,000 off of this budget. And take it out of here, you only really spent $30,000 on highway.
Mhm.
Okay, so when you're looking at it, you're still pushing, Elm Road's gonna be expensive.
It's gonna be crazy, yeah.
Mhm.
And you're
So-
talking 4 inches of bike, right?
Street lighting, what do we pay for street lighting? What do you like?
Streetlights, Maple.
Maplewood or
No.
Bath,
And that, yeah, that.
I was hoping it wasn't this one light over here.
No, I don't include, that is not included in your total. That's not
We
included. in your
switch to
total.
LEDs, we'll see a payback on
No, we won't. Say,
It's off of your total.
Yeah, I was just curious, is.
Yeah, that's the
You know.
Maplewood lights, yeah. Mhm. And it used to be more, but then they went to the other
LED,
LED lights.
and they've replaced most of them because they're
Yes.
all faulty.
Yeah,
Did they get a permit for that? Because you know that is light pollution.
I have no idea.
I may see
Yes,
if
they
there's
are.
somewhere around here.
They're designed to be.
Oh, I shouldn't give it to you.
Okay.
because I haven't been approved. Or did we? Yeah, we did.
Discussion of-
We did, we did. Okay.
Discussion of items
For next
intended
month.
for the next meeting. So we're gonna do the ATV one, right? We're gonna add that on,
Okay.
that, right, Ruth?
Yep.
We are gonna take care, we're gonna look into the floor, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Second quote for that. Then we can make a decision for
Lettering.
that.
And
The
lettering,
lettering,
right,
yeah.
That's
And,
in there already.
yeah,
that's it. So Jason, you should probably have something written up for the next meeting and that
Yep.
part will be taken care of.
And the ordinance, there'll be,
Yeah, updating of the ordinance, correct?
there's a cemetery.
oh, is there?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, it was.
Yeah, there
stuck
was-
together.
I just thought I'd ask,
I thought there was 2 cemeteries, was there?
there was 2 cemeteries, I don't know who it was.
was it, Jeff?
I don't know,
Or
there was
Jim?
2 of them, that's all I remember coming through.
Is there anything else you guys want to put on the future meetings to now that you know of?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
I
Then,
only seen 2, I did see 2 go through, you went through.
the next town board meeting will
This is
move on,
only
it's gonna be
one day.
Monday, July 17th, 2023.
Yep.
6:30 PM. I mean, everybody.
What's
good with
down
that?
here?
I'll go with that.
No,
Yeah, I know, I seen that,
Okay.
one. That's D&D lawn,
oh, B and D, okay.
but there
We're
was
down
one
to
other
the
one up
motion
here.
for an adjournment.
I make a motion to adjourn.
This is, she didn't do anything for it.
I will
Cemetery.
second that motion.
All right, I have a motion to adjourn in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, it will carry. The meeting is now closed.